This is another Channel 7 Eyewitness Sports exclusive. Tonight, the Buffalo Bills take on the Detroit Lions. This game is brought to you in part by Genesee. Enjoy the good life with Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And by Bryan & Stratton, America's largest business school. Now, live from the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, here's Rick Azar.
From the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, welcome to Buffalo Bills preseason football. The Bills taking on the Detroit Lions here at the Silverdome, and things are pretty nice here. As a matter of fact, the roof is all fixed up. I'm Rick Azar with Marv Levy. And Marv, before we start with anything, some potential good news for the Bills in the story that broke today about the possibility of Dan Ross becoming a member of the Bills, that great tight end that used to play with Cincinnati.
Well, he is a great tight end, Rick, and the information, they've been working on it for quite a while. It seems to be coming to a head. If they can acquire a tight end like Dan Ross, they have really helped themselves, because he is a performer, and he has performed in the past, and I'm sure has a lot of football left in him yet.
That, of course, takes a little bit of the sting out of the trade when Tony Hunter went to the Rams, doesn't it?
Well, it certainly does, and I think or speculate they possibly had the Dan Ross trade in mind when they let Hunter go. If they get him, it'll be quite a coup.
Another little bit of good news, Eugene Marv, the inside linebacker, was hurt during practice, but today we understand that the injury is not quite as serious as first anticipated.
Well, you and I both know. We spoke with Kay Stevenson this morning. He was very glum. It didn't sound good then. Then later today, he told you the news is better. It looks good. They can ill afford to lose inside linebackers in their style of defense, particularly one in the caliber of Eugene Marv.
Of course, they're looking for help really at inside linebacker, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So to lose one of the real good solid men they have would be quite a blow. They'll begin to find out tonight if they have some other people who can play in there.
This is an interesting football game for both teams to be starting out their preseason. The Lions and the Bills, both with the same kind of problems, and both with new quarterbacks. Of course, Vince Ferragamo has not won the starting job yet, but he is the guy that should make an impact on this team, don't you think?
Well, yes, and they're... to get the feel of the players and of the system.
What about Ferragamo? Do you think he's going to be able to fit in? Do you think he's going to do the job? He's got to win it from Joe Dufek and Matt Kofler, who's had the best camp so far.
Well, I think so. Now, Rick, I think in the back of their minds, coaches' minds, he's won it, that they're committed to him. And I think once they feel he can perform with confidence, he'll have the job and they'll go with him 100%, and he will make a difference.
Now, what about the case of Joe Ferguson? Is it the same thing?
I think so. They brought Ferguson over. They floundered last year, not necessarily because of the quarterback, but they feel they need the injection of someone new, and this is a new scene for Joe, something which he needs also.
All right, that wraps it up. We're going to be back with the start of tonight's game in just a moment.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
You've got to like climbing trees if you want good pictures of osprey. This pair nests at the top of an 80-foot pine. After a day up there, it's good to be back on solid ground with a Genesee.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee cream ale. It's different.
It's different. It's hard to describe exactly what's good about it, but it is. It's really good. It's delicious.
It's your money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru.
Sure, Dad.
I thought we agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did.
The new Subaru XT Coupe.
Well, there you see a picture of the new head coach of the Detroit Lions. Any comments about him, Marv?
Darryl Rogers, a fine coach. He's very cool. In that respect, he and Kay Stevenson are alike. He can bring a team along, keep their confidence, suffer a setback, and still do a good job of building their confidence.
Well, the Lions have won the toss as we get ready to start the preseason, and that's the Bills sitting back there. Number 11 for Buffalo is Scott Norwood, one of several kickers that the Bills still have on the squad. They only brought 2. There he is, Scott Norwood. And they will be kicking off deep to the Lions. They have 3 men back there. Number 82 is Pete Mandley. And number 80 is Carl Bland. And the other man is number 31, Ken Jenkins. So we're just about ready to start. Scott Norwood, the whistle, and here is the kick. Goes to number 31, Ken Jenkins. And Jenkins is knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 15, gets up to about the 18-yard line. And the man who knocked him out was number 36, Rodney Bellinger. So it'll be 1st and 10. There you see the Lions offensive line: Stringer, Dietrich, Mott, Roberts, Dorney, and Lewis. And that's been one of the big problems for this Lions team, is to strengthen that offensive line. There are the backs: Leonard Thompson, Ken Jenkins. Hipple is the starting quarterback, and we'll get the rest of them for you as we go along. Jeff Chadwick is the wide receiver, and number 30 gets the call, James Jones, and he is the top back on this ball club. He caught 77 passes last year. Here's the Buffalo Bills defensive line: Ben Williams, Bill Acker, starting in place of Fred Smerlas, and Ken Johnson. There are the linebackers: Darryl Talley, Azleby Hazlitt, and Bo Harris, the other outside linebacker. It's 2nd down and 2. Chadwick in motion. Hipple to throw. Completes it out to Leonard Thompson as he gets to about the 39-yard line.
You know, Rick, on that down, they were in a 1-back set. James Jones, the only back in the backfield, highlighting the fact that Billy Sims is missing from this team, and Darrell Rogers has said they are likely to use a lot more 1-back setup while Sims is out.
Also, the fact they can ill afford to have Ken Jenkins get hurt, can they?
No, he's a little guy. He's back on kicks, as we saw in the opening kickoff. He brought it back. Jones is a workhorse. He'll carry it a lot.
All right, it's 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 39-yard line. Chadwick comes in motion. Handoff again to Jones. And he is stacked up after a gain of possibly 3 yards.
That's been their first down play. Both times was the first play of the game for them. Jones ripped off good yardage, and again he gets a modest gain on that one. Just a good basic fullback slant to the weak side.
Steve Freeman and Bruce Smith in on the tackle for the Buffalo Bills. Bruce Smith, of course, the number 1 draft choice. Here is Hipple and some numbers. It was speculated that Joe Ferguson might get the start, but Coach Rogers decided to go with Hipple. Back to throw. Swings it out and completes it on the sidelines to Chadwick. Number 89, 6'3", 190-pounder. And it is good enough for a 1st down.
A very basic pass play against the zone defense. And just enough for the 1st down. Hipple looking all the way for Chadwick there. Throw it to him right along the sideline. We see it at ground level. And as you can tell, you don't see as good from ground level as you see from up here.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions. They're at midfield. Slot formation to the right. Chadwick goes in motion to the left. And off again to Jones, looking for running room over the left side. And they may spot that at about the 47-yard line of the Buffalo Bills.
That same basic 1st down play that they've been running. Jones starting to his right and just finding daylight wherever the line has blown a path clear for him. Carrying again, he's certainly going to be a workhorse for him. Very obvious.
Here's a shot of Kay Stevenson, who completely revamped his coaching staff. And there is Darrell Rogers, who came in with an entirely new coaching staff, himself included. Okay, it's 2nd down for the Lions. Again, Jones. He finds some running room, breaks a tackle, gets close to the 40-yard line, and very close to another 1st down.
Darryl Talley, number 56, was on a blitz on that down. Fine block was applied to him by the halfback on the play, and allowed Jones to bounce to the outside. Here we'll see the play slanting over the right side. Very basic play. Hipple handing to Jones. You see the man that goes to his knees, Talley, jumping up immediately, but Jones veered to his outside. Good read.
And that was Donald Wilson who finally tripped him up. Short yardage on 3rd down. Chadwick is to the right. Thompson is wide to the left. Fumble on the play, and Hipple is going to recover it, and he is tackled. Azelby is there along with Freeman right at the 45-yard line. And that finishes that series of downs for the Lions.
What a costly
very
error.
nicely from the 18-yard line.
Very costly error. They had third and just inches. Instead, they're being forced to punt. This kicking game during the preseason, Rick, is really a disorganized fire drill because there's so many players that get in and out.
There are the two deep men for the Buffalo Bills. And here is the punt. Goes off the side of the foot and out of bounds. So the fans are really getting on the Lions already. That was a 12-yard punt, believe it or not, by number 11, Mike Black.
After deciding on a new career, I found at Bryan & Stratton I could receive an associate's degree in computer programming in only 18 months.
I chose Bryan & Stratton because their training programs lead to jobs. Financial aid is available and their outstanding placement record.
After visiting Bryan & Stratton, I liked the way I was treated. I just felt comfortable there.
Call, or even better, visit Bryan & Stratton today. Day classes begin September 23rd. It's not too late to apply.
Have an AP muffler installed, and it's so quiet you'll forget you have a muffler. And start to remember what the rest of the world sounds like. And since AP mufflers now have a lifetime warranty, you'll keep on remembering for as long as you own your car. And now AP mufflers come with a $5 rebate. AP lets you forget your muffler. Even though you can't always forget someone else's. Ask for AP, the world's most forgettable muffler.
We're back at the Silverdome. No score in the early moments of this football game. They have now moved the ball, spotted the ball for the Bills at their 27-yard line, just over the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. There's the offensive line for the Bills. The only real change there at right guard with Tim Vogler taking the place of John Borchardt, who was traded. And the wide receiver, Jerry Butler, starting with Van Williams, Joe Dupick at quarterback, Booker Moore, and Byron Franklin, the other wide receiver. So the Bills go on offense for the first time tonight. There is the defensive setup for the Lions. Curtis Green at left end, Eric Williams and William Gay. We'll talk a little bit to Coach Marv Levy about this switch. The Lions, always one of the great 4-3 clubs on defense. Now they're going to 3-4. There are the linebackers, Williams, Curley, Dodge, and Cofer. Cofer may be the whole key to all of that. Okay, slot formation to the left for Buffalo. The handoff goes to Van Williams, who gets to the 30, possibly the 31-yard line, where he is stopped by Eric Williams, number 76, and August Curley, number 50, the linebacker.
Eric Williams, 76, Rick, is in there starting in place of Doug English, who is slated to be the starting nose tackle. This will be quite a switch for English. 10-year veteran, played his entire career in a 4-man line, asked to play nose tackle, and that is a difficult switch. It's only one man over, but it's a long way to move.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. Dufek to throw over the middle, intended for Buster Barnett, and broken up there by August Curley, number 50.
A little bit of a delay route. Dufek took a look downfield, saw that the zones had his initial receivers covered, figured he'd just dump off on the safe route, and both teams are playing it safe in the early going here, running on 1st down with basic running plays.
The ball is spotted just over the 30-yard line as Franklin swings out to the right. Jerry Butler comes to the left, slot formation. Correction, shotgun formation, as Preston Denard is in the ball game now in the slot to the left. Third down. Pass complete to Denard. Looking to make the first down, and I believe he did.
I think he got it. They had 4 wide receivers in the game on it, Rick, something which Case Stevenson, with his wealth of receivers, is going to use a great deal. We can look at this from the end zone. So he hits the short man very quickly, dragging in from the outside. Preston Denard. Denard, a wily veteran, knows where that first down marker is, picks it up.
And fighting for a job on this club. There's
that makes you more.
That's right. A whole lot of good wide receivers, young wide receivers on this team.
That makes you wily and wary, both.
It's first down for Buffalo. Dufek. Knocked away by number 21, Demetrius Johnson, intended for Jerry Butler.
Demetrius Johnson getting an opportunity to be the starting strong safety there. William Graham has been moved back to free safety. He was their starter a year ago, and he nearly picked that one off, even though they're both teams trying to execute what I feel is a very safe game, and it's understandable in the early going.
So it's second down and 10 as Butler comes wide to the left. It's Franklin wide to the right. Dufek in and out of the hands of Byron Franklin at the 45-yard line.
Franklin stole a glance upfield, getting ready to run, trying to find extra yards, but he took his eye off the pass just a moment too early.
Big mistake.
It is a basic fundamental mistake. Second and 10 more and more is becoming a running down in pro football. First and 10 a passing down. Both of them about 50-50, so because one is expected and you do the unexpected half the time, and now you can expect nothing.
Shotgun formation again for the Bills. It's third down. Dufek is dumped back at the 30-yard line. So both teams, after getting something going, stall. There's a look at it.
Here we take a look at Eric Williams coming in very quickly. They had a 4-man line. 4-man line, only 1 linebacker, 6 DBs, because it was a passing situation.
It's a loss of 9 yards. And the Bills are forced to punt. That's Pete Manley back to take the punt. And he is forced back to about the 18-yard line. And he is stopped as he gets over the 25 to about the 27. Alan Bollinger was the punter, a 51-yarder, and a return of 7 yards. And we'll be back to the Silverdome in just a moment.
This is the future. The Snapper lawn machine. A triumph in engineering, design, and workmanship. We make it tough with our patented steel deck. Easy with instant electronic ignition, and exclusive with Snapper's original high vacuum cut and cleanup system. The Snapper lawn machine.
Your old mower will bring you a liberal trade-in on a new Snapper gas model walk-behind mower now. And you also get a valuable work-saving attachment free. Hurry, offer ends soon.
If your car's running rough or not getting peak performance, then it's time for 89 Octane Unleaded Plus, only from Delta Sonic. Unleaded Plus is a blend of pure premium with unleaded. It'll give your car better mileage, and it's priced low, too. Probably less than what you're paying now for 87 Octane. Get gas with class at Delta Sonic, and kiss high prices goodbye.
The Detroit Lions will put the ball in play with a first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And the Bills gained on that exchange as the Lions had themselves a 17-yard punt earlier. I think they changed it from 12 to 17 yards. And then Alan Bollinger came up with a 51-yarder that puts the Lions back at their own 28-yard line. We're going to have some changes, too. Alvin Moore has gone in at running back, number 24 for the Lions. And Ray Griffin, number 42, has gone in at free safety for the Bills.
Darrell Rogers talking to his line coach there, Bill Muir, apparently talking about what blocking schemes they want to use this particular series.
And a look at the Buffalo Bills bench. A big day in the life of some of these young men, isn't it?
It is. To most fans, it's an exhibition game. To some of these lads, it's the most important day of their career, these rookies, particularly the free agents.
Eric Hipple, the quarterback for the Lions, hands it off to Jones. Jones cuts back, gets some good yardage up to about the 34-yard line, where Azelby, who was playing quite well for the Bills tonight, and Bruce Smith, number 78, make the tackle.
It was a classic single back counter play. Stepped one way, came back the other. The play out of a one-back formation, which John Riggins ran so well for the Redskins. They apparently are foreseeing a similar type role here for James Jones.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 as the Lions come to a slot formation. Thompson is wide left, and Chadwick comes in motion to the right. Fake handoff for Hipple, and he's going to run with the ball. And he gets the 1st down and then some out to about the 44-yard line, where Jim Haslett is the last man to get up.
It was the fake of the counter play that they ran the previous down. You'll see Hipple spin, fake the counter to Jones, draw the defense on pursuit. The end on the side to where he rolls is denuded. They're fooled. He gets a good gain. He had a pass option on it, but no sense executing it there. Go ahead and run, pick up the 1st down.
Fool the cameraman, too. 3 1st downs now for the Lions. The ball is at the 45-yard line with a 1st and 10. Slot formation again, and Chadwick goes in motion to the left. And off Jones. Maybe gets a yard, possibly 2. Darrell Talley, number 56. Number 42 is Ray Griffin getting off the pile.
The Bills went to a 4-man line, Rick, on that down, indicating they are going to be doing some changing up, even on 1st down on defense. They're installing, even though they're still a 3-4 defense, a new defensive system.
532 yards for Jones last year on 137 carries. It'll be 2nd down and 8 with the ball at the 47-yard line as Chadwick comes to the right. Little wing formation with Moore in the wing on the right. And he goes in motion. And he is going to be tackled by number 57 for the Buffalo Bills. 67 make that Bo Harris. Bo Harris, the veteran, a 9-year veteran. There's a flag down on the play.
We get a look here from the end zone. Hipple just on a straight drop back pass. There is an outside blitz by Bo Harris on the right of the screen. Hipple tries to wriggle free, but Harris will have none of it. Brings him down. Very effective blitz by Harris.
But there is a flag down on the play. It may be holding against the Buffalo Bills. Well, here it is. Oh, we didn't hear. We could have to read his lips.
They read his lips in the signal. Defensive holding, of course, means automatic 1st down. That's why those defensive penalties are so costly. You come up with a big play, you not only use the yards, but you also use the other. Lions, of course, Rick, 61 sacks last year, something they have to correct. They were helped by a penalty in correcting that one.
1st down with the ball at the Bills' 48-yard line. Throws over the middle to the tight end, number 87, David Lewis. And it is complete. And we had a little temper flare up there with Haslett and Lewis.
Lewis, their number 1 draft choice a year ago out of the University of California. They had expected big things from him. He did not have a good rookie year. He has said this year he's not talking to the press, not because he wants to be obstinate, but because he wants to concentrate 100% on football. He was so much in the spotlight last year, he said he had difficulty doing it.
16 receptions for 236 yards and 3 touchdowns for Lewis last year. 2nd down and 7. The ball at the 45 of the Bills. A little mix-up on the signal calling there, and the flag finally flies, and that would likely be an illegal procedure call against the Detroit Lions. No score here in the 1st quarter with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left. This is the Lions' 2nd possession. They finished their 1st possession with a 17-yard punt. The Bills managed a 1st down, but then got a good 51-yard punt out of Alan Bollinger.
My guess on the last down is that the center did not snap the ball on the count. Everybody moved, including the quarterback. Center kept the ball, so he missed the count unless everybody else was wrong.
Gordon McCarter, the referee. All right. Most penalties, 138. Boy, the Bills couldn't have been much behind them. It's 2nd down and 12. Handoff goes to Moore. Moore cuts back, gets over the 50 to about the 47-yard line, where Ben Williams stopped him, number 77.
Again, 2nd down long, pretty good running down. This is a draw play, of course. Alvin Moore, who they procured on a trade from the Bills, taking it. There's some good area cleared. He does run. The thought on 2nd down is you're not going to get all of it very often. Try and get part of it, and if the defense is dropping very deep, you might pop and gain good yardage. Tony Dorsett, in all those years when he ran so well, averaged more than 7 yards a carry on 2nd and long. He wasn't averaging near that on 1st and 10.
3rd down and a long 8. Throws it complete to Thompson. And Thompson looks for the 1st down marker and may have gotten it. Boy, that's pretty close. It's a 1st down. That's their 5th.
Very similar to the pattern that was hit to Preston Gennard by the Bills when they picked up the 1st down earlier in the quarter. Bruce Smith is held in the play, but he hits Thompson, and now Thompson trying to evade a man and squeeze out his 1st down, and he does a very good job of getting it. By the way, Bruce Smith didn't start the game, but they didn't take long getting him in there.
No, Rick, he was in the first series.
And we might see some of Ken Johnson on the nose tonight, which might be a feasible move along the way.
Another 1st down for the Lions. They're at the Bills' 37-yard line as Jones gets the call. And he is stopped just short, where he might have gotten to the 35-yard line, where Charlie Romes, number 26, made the tackle. And he had some help from Bruce Smith. They're placing the ball right at the 35.
Smith has been moving around very well. I've watched him. His pursuit has been impressive to me. And he put good pressure on that last pass, even though he didn't get to the passer. The pressure was there, and he really was yanked down by the offensive tackle, Rich Stringer, on the play.
Hipple is 4 for 4 for 31 yards so far. It's 2nd down and 7 at the 35 of the Bills. Chadwick in motion. Pass over the middle, complete to the tight end Lewis, and another 1st down for the Lions as they've got it moving. It's inside the 25-yard line. Jim Haslett finally made the tackle.
The Bills, and very understandably at this stage of the season, playing almost all zone defense. The Lions just trying to hit them in short creases. Hipple back, drills the ball real well in the crease, right between the 2 inside linebackers. Haslett, and finally being brought down there by number 7 by Bo Harris, an outside backer. But good calls against a good defense, and you figure the offense will eventually make a mistake. They did on their first drive.
This is 1st down. Another completed pass to Lewis. And he is down to the 17-yard line. And they are really picking on Jim Haslett, who was trying to make the tackles on Lewis.
Well, really, Haslett doesn't have man coverage. He's just dropping to his own and then closing in well to try and make the tackle. A's will be getting a good shot in there, too. They're doing a good job of getting to the crease in the zone, not getting the pass rush much chance to get to him because he's throwing quickly.
Is the reaction key to stopping that, Coach?
The reaction, and figure they're going to eventually make a mistake just picking away with short passes.
This is Moore over the 10-yard line. Alvin Moore from Arizona State, 3-year veteran.
They're Moore just starting to slant over the right side. Jones, number 30, leading the way. Moore just looking for wherever there's daylight, starts a slide outside, using the block from his wide receiver on the play, which helps him a lot. It was number 89, Jeff Chadwick, who helped him get it down there, and getting closer.
It's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line as Chadwick goes in motion. And off to Moore again. Gets to about the 6-yard line. That's Bayless, number 43, number 50, Asleby. He made the tackle.
So James Jones is doing yeoman work. He's done a good job of carrying the ball, and he's leading these runs most of the time with Moore carrying.
Minute and 20 some odd seconds left here in the first quarter. This drive has used up 8 minutes so far and 12 plays to this point. Rodney Lyles is in the game in place of Joe Asleby. Lyles, number 98. Fake handoff by Hipple. He's going to run it in. He does. good decision by Hipple on that play. I'm sure it was a pass all the way, but he saw that he could get in there. Greg Roberts coming up with a good block for him, number 66. And Hipple gets into the end zone, and the Lions lead this game 6-0.
It was the same counter bootleg that he ran earlier for a good gain. Fakes to Jones coming back here. You see Robert 66 pulling out, looking for leakage from the inside. Hipple had his ball in position to throw if he needs to. The line is collapsed on the fake. The secondary is dropped off. Number 39, Leonard Thompson, doesn't want to come back. He'll clip. Just get deeper. Take your coverer with you. Don't come back at the runner. Hipple, good decision. Good result for him.
Number 3, that's Ed Murray, the veteran, attempting the extra point. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 54 seconds left here in the first quarter, the Lions lead 7-0. And we're going to have another look at the touchdown play.
Watch Jones. He steps left, comes back and fakes to the right. And off of that action, the defense pursuing Jones. Hipple rolls out to the right of the screen, his own left. Roberts, the key block on that play right there on Rodney Lyles, who had just come into the game. I don't fault Lyles. He's in no man's land on it. But he happened to be the man that was there.
So the Detroit Lions lead the Buffalo Bills 7-0 here at the Silverdome, as they consumed better than 8 minutes on that drive. 12 plays, 72 yards, 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Hipple with a 6-yard bootleg to score. Murray with the point after, and the Lions lead 7-0. Hipple, as we said to you, was 4 for 4 and had 2 runs there for 17 yards. Donald Wilson, number 21, and number 49, Jimmy Walden, are deep for the Bills, as Murray will kick off for the Lions.
You know, Rick, this is how quarterback controversies start. The coach comes in and says, whoever plays best, I'm going to play. When he really might think he wants to play, let's say, Ferguson. Right. Now Hipple goes in there and does a heck of a job, and the controversy begins. So it's very early. We're talking about 1 quarter, of course, but Hipple's looked very good.
Rather warm here in the Silverdome, don't you think? I thought they kept this temperature at a perfect 72 degrees all the time. It's a lot more than that, let me tell you.
Better warm than a collapsed roof.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. So as we told you, 12 plays, 72 yards. A 6-yard run by Hipple capped it off.
I'd say the key plays were the 2 Hipple counter bootlegs and Leonard Thompson picking up that key first down on 3rd, just barely eking it out. A veteran player knowing where the markers are, that first down marker is.
Murray getting ready for the kickoff. As we told you, it's Wilson deep, along with number 49, Jimmy Walden. Short kick, and it's fumbled around there by Wilson. He finally picks it up, starts to move, and gets dumped as he gets to about the 23-yard line. Making the tackle on the play for the Detroit Lions, number 36, Mike Meade. 44 seconds still remain here in the first quarter, with the Lions leading 7-0. In case you've just joined us, Joe Dufek is the quarterback, with Van Williams and Booker Moore the running backs. Now we've got Mark Bramer, the tight end, wide to the outside. Marv, I'd like a little comment on that in just a moment.
All right.
And Bramer goes in motion into the slot. Pass by Dufek. I believe it was deflected. And falls incomplete.
Sometimes you'll put your tight end out wide like that, Rick, when you feel that the strong safety is a very poor man-to-man cover, and get him out in space. Here we see Dufek beginning to drop, looking now to his own left. William Gay, number 79, in there, getting his hands up as he should, deflects the ball. No good as far as the play is concerned.
He's 6'5", 260-pounder in his 8th year.
He was a tight end at Southern California. Very poor, great blocker, poor receiver. They did the right thing with him.
2nd down and 10 for Buffalo at the 23. Handoff goes to Booker Moore. And Booker Moore bulls his way out over the 30, or just to the 30-yard line. Number 59, Jimmy Williams, and number 62, Green.
It was a draw play. They tried to get Gay coming upfield on that fast upfield rush that he's been applying. He didn't come upfield too well, but they still handled him well. Good job done there by the left tackle on the play for the Bills, Ken Jones, turning him out.
7 seconds, 6 seconds. We'll see if they get this play off before the quarter ends. 3, 2, 1. And the gun goes off. They do not get the play off. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Detroit Lions 7, the Buffalo Bills nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
Bell's presents fresh and crisp produce. At Bell's, we carefully select perfectly ripe tomatoes, the juiciest oranges, the tastiest apples, the crispiest lettuce, absolutely the freshest fruits and vegetables available, the finest produce every day. That's Bell's pledge to you. Bell's gives you the best, fresh and crisp, because you deserve the best.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
The brown pelican goes fishing. He's a real dive bomber. But he's got a gentle side, too. The pelican is a remarkable bird. And this is a remarkable beer.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Light. You won't believe it's a light beer.
Genesee has taken out the calories and left in the flavor of a real beer. I'm just surprised that it's a light beer.
Get this official Back the Bills t-shirt just for taking a test drive at Ron Corbo Olds or Subaru. They come in medium and large sizes, too.
The Detroit Lions with a 7-0 lead over the Buffalo Bills here at the Silverdome in Pontiac. The Lions with 7 first downs in the game. The Bills have but 1. The Lions have gained 60 yards on the ground. They've mixed 1 for 5 for -1 yardage. Hipple is 6 for 6 for 49 yards.
They've mixed it very well, run and pass, and Hipple's done a good job knowing when to run, finding his right receiver. Right now, he looks like he could stand in the middle of the week and see both Sundays the way he's been out there.
There are the first downs, as we told you, 7 for the Lions, just 1 for the Bills. 109 yards for the Lions, 9 yards for Buffalo. 59 yards rushing officially, 10 yards for Buffalo, -1 yards passing for the Bills. And Joe Dufek is still the quarterback. Jerry Butler is wide to the right at one of the wide receiver spots. And the pass is complete to Bramer, and he gets enough for the first down. Dufek hit Bramer as he crossed the 35, got up to about the 36-yard line. Dodge and Coffer made the tackle.
The Lions here in a 2-deep zone again. Both teams stressing zone. He's looking deep, can't find it, deals it off just in time. Watch number 55, Mike Kofer, put the hit on here. Coming in as the second tackler to bring him down. That's quite a hit. Kofer, a lineman last year, has been converted to linebacker.
So it's a first down for Buffalo. They're second of the ball game. The ball at the 38-yard line, and Van Williams gets the call. He gets to about the 40, so he gains 2 yards on that play. Eric Williams, number 76, making the tackle. Both coaches going pretty much with frontliners up to this point, Marv, with the exception of Bruce Smith.
Yes, that's true. Of course, Greg Bell, Rob Riddick aren't healthy or ready to play tonight for the Bills. And I'm sure that has an effect on their running game.
Joe Ferguson starting to warm up there. It's Northcutt with him. And he's likely to see some action. A lot of speculation as to who would start tonight's game. Darrell Rogers elected to go with Hipple. Pass over the head of Mark Bramer. Coverage by Curley, number 50, 6'3", 226. A 3-year veteran out of USC.
Ball was just a little bit high, but he dealt it very well. There go a bunch of reserves that Darrell Rogers is sending into the lineup, meaning he's thinking pass. He sent in a lot of his nickel and dime type players. There are going to be 4 defensive linemen in there now, 1 linebacker and 6 defensive backs.
6 defensive backs on 3rd down and 8 with the ball at the 40-yard line as the Bills go into the shotgun formation. High snap. Dufek completes it. It looks like Bobby Jones is the receiver, but he is short of the first down. Number 24, Bobby Jones, made the catch, but William Graham, number 33, was right with him, and he is well short of the first down.
They're playing deep zone with two men, everybody else man-to-man under. Jones starts across from the right of your screen, breaks back to the outside, but the fact that he had to leave his feet to make the catch allows Graham to deny him the first down.
So the Bills will have to punt. It'll be Alan Bollinger, number 2, deep, and it's Manley deep for the Lions. Manley standing at the 12, has stopped as he gets to the 20-yard line. On a good tackle by one of the Bills. We'll see who gets off the bottom of the pile. Number 56, Darrell Telley. And the other man there is number 64 for the Bills, Hal Garner. And we can talk about him. There's a flag down on the play. The Bills coaching staff is very high on that young man, Hal Garner.
The quote was, he's a throwback to the old type player, which means he's rugged and tough and loves to mix it up. The penalty, possibly, the Bills left early.
Ineligible man downfield was declined by the Lions, and they'll take the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, that'll happen particularly in the first game of the year. The college rules allow the player to go when the ball snapped. The pro rules say that unless you're on the end of the line, you have to wait till it's kicked. I was impressed by Manley, a short return on that play. In evaluating punt returners, I want to see how smoothly he catches it, and does he head straight upfield quickly and tough. That's what Manley did. It was impressive to me. Maybe a 6-7 yard gain, but if I were a coach or a scout, I'd say I like him. He's a punt returner.
He didn't drift to the ball. That's a big thing that you look for. You don't like those guys back there drifting to the ball. You want them to go there, get to the spot, and catch it.
As a special teams coach, starting in pro football, Alvin Heyman, the great kick returner, told me the secret. He told me now. He was coaching me. I wasn't coaching him. Is to sprint, get under the ball now and get set. Take care of any ball that blows to one side or the other. That's in the days they didn't have roofs like this. And then you can return it, and that's been a cardinal principle in our teaching of punt returners.
So we're going to be having some changes as we get in here deeper into the second quarter with the Lions leading 7-0. The announcers for this telecast have been selected and compensated by WKBW Television. All rights to this telecast or portions thereof are the property of the Buffalo Bills and WKBW-TV. Any rebroadcast or other use of this program without the express consent of the Buffalo Bills and WKBW Television is strictly prohibited. If it seems to you that the time outs, or is it times out, either way,
I understand what you mean,
are a little bit longer this year, they are. They're going to 2 minutes rather than the usual minute or a minute plus that they have in the past. I really can't tell you what the reason is, but that's why these timeouts seem to be a little longer. Do you know what the reason is,
Yes,
Marv?
they say they'll go to longer timeouts, but fewer of them, fewer television timeouts, and they feel it will speed up the game when the total picture is completed.
Joe Ferguson at quarterback facing his old teammates. Calling signals, handoff, and a fumble, and it goes right into hand of the one to the Buffalo Bills. I believe it was Ray Griffin. Jenkins just popped the ball right up in the air, and Ray Griffin, it was almost as though he was throwing it to him, just caught it perfectly. Here's a replay.
Well, he lunged just as he was hit. Just as the ball carrier was hit, you see him. No, the ball was raked by a player coming in from the left of the screen. When you see those replays, they help. Ray Griffin was closing to make the tackle. He had a little trouble.
Had a good job hanging on to it.
But he did. And there you are now, 24 yards away from a touchdown.
A big break for the Buffalo Bills, who trail in this game 7-0. And it's Joe Dufek still at quarterback. He has Van Williams and Booker Moore. Preston Dennard is in the slot now. Mitchell Brookins is wide to the right, number 81. And Van Williams gets the call, and he gets to the 25, and he is collared by Williams.
He's collared by a man who was offside, I think, Rick. I think, Williams, there is a flag down. I think that's the reason. Looked to me like Williams, who was on a blitz, Jimmy Williams, on the left outside, came too soon.
Nice to have a coach up here in the booth with you, isn't it?
It's nice to agree once in a while with the officials, too. Okay, here we see Williams. He's at the bottom of your screen. See him beginning. There he is. Neutral territory with a head of steam up. It was a heck of a play, but it's a 5-yard penalty.
So that puts the ball inside the 20 for the Buffalo Bills at the 19 with a first down and 5. Coach Darrell Rogers, new to the Detroit Lions. A lot of guys have wanted this job year after year after year. I know Chuck Knox has been rumored to be coming here so many times, decided to stay in Seattle. Know that he was offered this position, but decided to stay right where he was with the Seahawks. All right, first and 5. Williams gets to about the 15-yard line where number 29, Bruce McNorton, the right cornerback, made the tackle.
McNorton made a fine play. He got in under the block of a pulling lineman on that to help spill him and hold it to a fairly short gain with second down, just about a yard and a half to go for a first down on the 15-yard line. McNorton is from little Georgetown College in Kentucky, not the basketball powerhouse. Georgetown College in Kentucky. I had the pleasure of coaching him in the Senior Bowl a few years ago. Fine young player.
Preston Denard is in the slot with Mitchell Brookins wide to the left. Williams gets to the 15, maybe the 14, and that's about all, and he did not get enough for a first down.
They have lost something on the play.
Jimmy Williams and August Curley made the tackle. A look at a number of the Buffalo Bills on the sidelines. 11 is Scott Norwood that you saw. There's 24, Bobby Jones, and Vince Ferragamo, number 5. There's Matt Kofler walking around, number 10.
August Curley getting the starting nod because their 2 inside linebackers, Ken Fantetti and Steve Doig, are nursing injuries, not playing tonight.
It's third down and a yard. Remember, the Bills had first and 5. Everybody in tight. Booker Moore tries to break it and doesn't. An excellent tackle made by Demetrius Johnson, number 21, who met him head on.
He's getting his chance to be a starter at strong safety. Johnson, just a power slant off the right side. Booker Moore hits in there very hard. Demetrius Johnson head in right on the ball, tail low. A perfect fundamental tackle on the play. They're going to measure. He may have made it anyway because his contact knocked him back, and that's something to do because Johnson gives away a lot of poundage to Booker Moore.
And Booker Moore had a good head of steam. It wasn't though he was running tenderly. He was really moving.
Well, it shows you what doing something in a fundamentally correct manner can do. They have about a half yard. My guess is they'll go for the first down. No? Looks like field goal.
They're not going to. Scott Norwood, number 11, comes onto the field, and they're going to try a field goal. The ball is at the 14-yard line. Let's see where they spot this one. It'll probably be outside the 20, around the 21-yard line, maybe a little longer than that. So it'll be about a 31-yard field goal.
It's a little tougher from this left hash mark, from this right hash mark, I mean, when you're in close than it is from the other, because you have to kick across your body.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Bills score here with 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first half. And it's now the Detroit Lions 7, the Buffalo Bills 3. We'll be back in a moment.
I have a decent job, but I've gone as far as I can go without a degree. My goal is to be in there.
We'll help you get there. Madai is what you've been looking for. Attend Madai 2 or 4 evenings per week. You choose. You'll qualify for financial aid, and here's the best part. You can complete a degree at night in about the same time as in the day. When we say we'll help you get there, we mean it.
Madai. We'll help you get there.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick.
Milk's got the calcium and protein too. Helps us feel good in whatever we do. Kick. So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, Milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause Milk's got more.
Middle, far side, near side.
Detroit 7, Buffalo 3 with 10 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the first half. That's Mike Johnson, number 7, kicking off for Buffalo. And deep at the goal line for The Detroit Lions will be Pete Mandley, number 82, and number 31, Ken Jenkins, far to the right. Up short is Carl Bland. Mike Johnson waiting for the official to say, okay, guys, let's get it going again. And he comes over with the ball, and Johnson will tee it up. The Bills with Scott Norwood and Mike Johnson. Here is their place kickers.
Start looking around for Brian Pillman on that kickoff coverage unit this time. Rick, he did a great job in the opening kickoff. I don't see him out there now. They're trying to look at as many players as they can, I'm sure.
10 minutes, 12 seconds remain here in the second quarter. Maybe they could shorten these timeouts a little bit. All right, here we go. It's going to go to Jenkins at about the 2. Makes a good move and gets stopped as he crosses the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. Tackle made over there by number 98, Rodney Lyles, the rookie linebacker.
Well, Lyles was the player that was sort of caught in between on Hippel's touchdown rollout. He came down there and really made a very aggressive play on the kickoff coverage.
Well, Joe Ferguson managed just one play on the last series. As the running back fumbled the ball, he is back in there now with a 1st and 10 at his own 21-yard line with a slot formation to the right. Chadwick comes to the right in motion. The handoff goes to Moore, and Moore gets close to the 25-yard line. Tackle made by the man you just mentioned, Pillman.
They're playing some fresh players in there right now, and at left corner, number 20, Derek Burrows, the other first-round draft choice in the game, getting his feet wet.
Stan David is also in there. We've got a whole bunch of Leroy Howell is also in there, number 92. Chadwick comes back and handoff, fake handoff as Ferguson throws his pass, first pass, and completes it out to Thompson at about the 37 or 38-yard line. Derek Burrows was there on the coverage.
Thompson drove deep on Burrows, and Burrows gave him a big cushion because you're afraid the first time you're in there. Experienced receiver, drove him deep, hooked up very well. Burrows closed quickly. Didn't make a real good tackle on the play, but did bring him down. Here Thompson hooks up. Now you see Burrows, number 20, closing in. Thompson makes a pretty good move and gets some help from the inside. Burrows does from one of his teammates.
Hal Garner, number 64. Looked like there might have been some movement on the part of the Bills at the line of scrimmage, but there's no flag down, and Moore gets some good yardage as he gets out close to a first down, where finally Lawrence Johnson, 6-year veteran, number 48, made the tackle.
Here we see Garner blitzing from the outside, but there's a good block put on him there by number 36, Mike Mead, Penn State fullback functioning for the Lions. They slice the play up inside for a good gain. Alvin Moore looking pretty good.
It's 2nd down and a yard with the ball at the 47-yard line. Chadwick comes in motion. And off to Moore. Moore has more than enough for the first down as he crosses the 50, gets down to about the 48-yard line of the Bills, where Pillman made the tackle again. A 2nd-year veteran from Miami of Ohio. He's 5'10", 228 in his 2nd year. Number 96, Brian Pillman.
Lions coming off the ball very well now. There are a lot of reserve or backup players in there for the Bills, and they've got to look at their players without regard for score or win objectives. But the Lions line at this stage is dominating the group that's in there right now. They are taking a look at Ken Johnson at the nose right now.
It's 1st and 10, ball at the 48 of Buffalo. Ferguson throws, completes to Thompson. Thompson looking for running room, gets across the 40 into about the 38-yard line. Stan David, number 59, made the tackle, along with Pillman, number 96.
Thompson is doing a lot of threatening to go deep and then hooking up, getting good protection, although delivery is quick. Ferguson has good timing on it. Lawrence Johnson closing in. Here we get an isolation of Thompson driving deep on Lawrence Johnson. Plants, see Johnson closing, shuts him off, turns him back to the inside where he has a lot of help coming, limiting the game.
Thompson has caught 4 passes for 43 yards, 2nd down and a yard. The ball at the Bills' 38-yard line. Ferguson, handoff to Meade, number 36, who was in the ball game for the Lions, a 4-year veteran from Penn State.
They're dominating that line of scrimmage pretty well, particularly over their own right side right now at this moment. Keith Dorney, Pro Bowler of 2 or 3 years ago, trying to come back from some nagging injuries, helping to lead the way over there.
Jenkins is back in the game for the Lions. Tackle on that last play made by Ray Griffin and John Haslett, brother to Jim Haslett, number 90.
They've got Sean McNanny and Hal Garner over there on the defensive left side where they're attacking, and they're getting some good work against some fine players.
5 minutes and 54 seconds left. Jenkins gets the call, crosses the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. On the tackle is Haslett getting up on the bottom of the pile. Brian Howard, number 61. We'll get as many of these names for you as we can, as a lot of changes are being made here by both Darryl Rogers and Kay Stevenson as we wind down the first half of this game with the Lions leading 7-3. It's 2nd down and 8. Thompson goes wide to the right. Chadwick is wide to the left. Joe Ferguson calling signals back to throw. Completes it out to Thompson again inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line where Burrows made the tackle. Is it natural for a guy like Ferguson to go to a guy like Thompson, somebody that has the experience, a veteran, and knows is going to be where he's supposed to be, especially with Ferguson new to a ball club like this?
Well, I think it is. I think Thompson helps to provide a good target, and he reads the defense as well. Ferguson there just really read the zone, saw which way the zone rotated, threw away from the rotation. Right now, Burrows is playing a little bit cautious, something which is almost universally true with a rookie cornerback in there. He doesn't want to get beat deep, so they give too much cushion.
3 for 3 for Ferguson. He's looking to throw again. He's in trouble, and he is going to get dumped by Stan David. Back at the 25-yard line.
That was the counter bootleg that Hipple used so well during their previous touchdown drive. And Ferguson pulled up to throw the ball because he was contained by David, but still found no receiver. Here you see him faking the counter play to Meade, number 36. He's got his guard pulling out, Greg Roberts. He's contained. He looks. No one's open. And David does a good job of slipping the block by Roberts,
right,
making the tackle.
That was the thing that had the play break down, the fact that Roberts wasn't able to contain David. All right, it's 2nd down and 18 to go with the ball back at the 24-yard line. Ferguson looks to throw again. Dumps it out to Meade, number 36, and he is knocked out of bounds by number 43 for the Buffalo Bills. That is Bayless, Martin Bayless, in his 2nd year from Bowling Green. Bayless is being used at both free and strong safety now, as the coaching staff would like to work both Freeman and Bayless at both positions.
They think he's having a good camp. Here's Ferguson throwing a very nice screen pass. Now Garner will pursue out there and pick off the lead blocking, allowing Bayless to make the play. Garner and Bayless really got in to the play and are responsible for stopping it. Ferguson executed that very well.
The ball is resting at the 21-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 15. With 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining here in the first half. Slot formation to the right. Ferguson throws, completes it to Thompson over the middle, and he's inside the 10-yard line and very close to another first down. Donald Wilson made the tackle. And a big tackle because Thompson was headed for the end zone.
Yes, there had to be a definite mix-up on coverage. Definite mix-up on coverage. Ferguson dropping back. Thompson at wide receiver just delays and then drags in across the middle. They're 4th down and very short yardage, and the Lions fans booing now as they decide, I should say, to go to the field goal formation. Doesn't mean they're going to kick it. Not a bad situation or position to fake it here if you have that in this early. You usually don't. But sometimes your fakes are good to run in the preseason because the people scouting you say, oh, don't rush their field goals too hard. They'll fake on you.
Hipple will hold, and Murray will attempt from the 15-yard line, and now flags are down. And a delay of game is going to be called against the Detroit Lions. Well, that takes your speculation right out of the picture, doesn't it?
Well, it certainly lessens it. 4th and 6 still is a possibility on a fake field goal, but the 4th and 1 was a darn good situation. Now, I guess it took too long making the decision, getting it in. And
all right, they're going to spot the ball just outside the 20. We'll call it a 30-yard field goal attempt by Murray. The kick is up, and it is good. With 1 minute and 57 seconds left, the Detroit Lions have taken themselves now a 10-3 lead over the Buffalo Bills, and we have the 2-minute warning coming up, so we'll take timeout for these messages.
Genesee to the great outdoors.
Did you know that caribou and reindeer are the same animal? A caribou's antlers are so big, they make up almost half of his total height. Nature's full of interesting things, including the taste of Genesee beer.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Cream Ale. It's different.
It's very rich tasting and much different than anything else I've ever had. I love it. It's great.
Be sure to cover all your painting needs with fine products from True Value hardware stores. Remove old paint from siding and overhangs with the Red Devil 1.5-inch paint scraper, just $1.88. This 64-ounce bottle of True Test siding cleaner, only $5.98, makes up to 15 gallons. Handle hard-to-reach jobs with the rich 6-foot wood step ladder for $18.88. And paint big areas with this Easy Painter Jumbo Paint Pad, only $3.44, from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
A minute and 57 seconds remaining here in the first half, and get this statistic, with the Lions leading 10-3 over the Bills, the Lions quarterbacks are 11 for 11, 91 yards.
They've thrown nothing but short, hook patterns, little drag patterns across the middle. They threw one deep out that I remember for about a 10 or 12-yard gain in the early in the first quarter. That's been a short gain against the zone, safe game, try to build confidence type of approach.
Up to this point, the Lions, as Eddie Murray tees it up, there's what you saw on the last drive, 12 plays, 72 yards, time of possession 7:48, and it was capped off by Murray's 30-yard field goal. Detroit has held the ball 20 minutes and 22 seconds to the Bills, 7 minutes and 41 seconds as Murray kicks it off to Wilson. He takes it inside the 5-yard line. And Wilson, looking for running room, finds some, gets over the 30 to about the 33 or 34-yard line. He's a dangerous kick returner. Wilson, the free safety, stopped in there by number 40, Dwayne Galloway.
You know, Rick, in today's game, time of possession doesn't mean as much as it used to because the offenses have become so explosive. Now, not that they're using that approach tonight.
A 30-yard return for Wilson, and I believe the Bills are making a change at quarterback with just 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Yes, it is. It's Matt Kofler calling signals, and he is going to go right to the shotgun formation. Kofler, who's had a pretty decent camp, throws it, and it's intercepted. As I just got the words out of my mouth about what a decent camp he's had, and Barnes intercepts on his first throw. Roosevelt Barnes, a 4-year veteran from Purdue.
Well, they're certainly playing a pass-oriented defense. Just a 3-man line nickel. You see 5 short zones. Kofler looking all the way where he's going to throw that ball. He's just looking and hoping and trying to get that guy open with his eyes. And there's just too many blue shirts around.
There were 4 of them
around.
With the ball. Yeah, that's a bad choice there, Coach. And what do you tell a player, a quarterback, when he tries to force the ball into coverage like that?
Right now, you usually don't tell him anything. You have to use it as a learning device. I think telling him now he's too distraught. He knows what he did. It would just worsen the situation to come up to him and start lecturing him.
Here's Ferguson going for the downs. And it is knocked away on a very good play. I believe it was number 21, Donald Wilson. Or Derek Burrows, one of the two.
It was Burrows, I believe.
It was Burrows.
Burrows, you know, Thompson had been driving deep and faking deep, I should say, and hooking short, and they hope to get Burrows coming up, but he's still too young, to worry about coming up and stopping the short punt. Let's take a look. We see it right at the top of your screen. Thompson's starting to drive downfield. Burrow's backpedaling him, giving him. Now he knows he's going deep on me. Starts to run. He makes one little mistake when the ball's airborne. He wants to stop and look. Thompson gets a step behind him, but Burrows is able to make the play.
Excellent coverage by Derek Burrows. Pitch out. Goes to number 31, Jenkins. And he is stopped by Martin Bayless.
I tell you, Bayless impresses me. He is a very tough tackler, very strong against the run. I haven't seen enough of him against the pass to give you my opinion there, but for whatever it's worth.
1 minute and 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Lions leading 10-3. The ball is back on the Bills' 46-yard line, where the Lions will put it in play with 3rd down and 14 yards to go. As Chadwick comes wide to the left side. Another wide receiver is in. That is Pete Manley. Number 82 is wide to the right.
4 linemen on defense.
Ferguson being chased, and he is going to run it out of bounds as he crosses the 45 to about the 44-yard line, gain of about 3 yards. Leroy Howell, number 92, in pursuit. So it'll be 4th down now, and number 11 for the Detroit Lions, Mike Black, will go in to do the punting. There he is. He has handled the punting chore so far in this ball game.
This is the part of the
17 yards, incidentally.
Yes. This is the part of the field where it's very difficult, where it's very unlikely, I should say, that you're going to rush the punter, because it's too good a fake position. Now there's some confusion among both teams as they're trying to get the right number of players in there.
That's Wilson and Reed you saw on the screen, deep for the Bills. And there are just 45 seconds left. So the Bills hold off the Lions after that interception. High punt. And it's going to be allowed by Andre Reed. A good decision by Reed to go into the end zone. He was, as you pointed out before, drifting to that.
He was, because he had no intention of catching that ball, however, Rick. It was inside the 10-yard line. He decided not to handle it. Just drifted over there and wanted the people to think he was going to take it.
They're going to bring it all back, as there was an illegal person downfield for the Lions. And let's see if the Bills will have them kick it again or take it with a 1st and 10 at the 36, or at the 20 rather, with just 36 seconds left to play.
They should decline it if that indeed is what occurred. You've got the ball in the 20 and you've got the ball.
That is what they're going to do. It has been declined, so the Bills have time for a play or two here. No doubt they'll go into the shotgun formation. And let's see who. There's the score, 10-3, as we told you, just 36 seconds left. Let's see who the quarterback is in the huddle. Well, there's time out on the field, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Have you heard what's happening on the radio in Buffalo? There's a brand new station here that I just found out about. WGR FM 96.9. It's great. They give me music, news, and information in the morning when I need it. And the rest of the day they play all my favorites, like Lionel Richie, Billy Joel, the Beach Boys. I listen to it at work and at home, all day long. Finally, there's a brand new kind of radio station.
WGR. After deciding on a new career, I found at Bryan & Stratton I could receive an associate's degree in computer programming in only 18 months.
I chose Bryan & Stratton because their training programs lead to jobs. Financial aid is available and their outstanding placement record.
After visiting Bryan & Stratton, I liked the way I was treated. I just felt comfortable there.
Call, or even better, visit Bryan & Stratton today. Day classes begin September 23rd. It's not too late to apply.
36 seconds remain here, and Matt Kofler is in at quarterback. He had one play so far through an interception, but the Bills held, forced the punt, and have taken over again at the 20. Van Williams and Kevin Lowe, number 35, will be the running backs for the Bills. Bobby Jones is in there, number 24, one wide receiver. Preston Denard is in there, and so is Mitchell Brookins, as the Bills go immediately to the shotgun on 1st and 10. Kofler looking across and hits Brookins as he got over the 40-yard line to about the 41-yard line. The clock is still running, and the Bills, I believe, have called a timeout.
With 3 timeouts, they have time to move into scoring position, at least field goal position. And Kofler, to his credit, came right back and hit a good bend-in pattern.
All right, there's timeout on the field, and we're going to pause for another announcement.
This game is brought to you in part by Genesee. Enjoy the good life with Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
Filming the snowshoe hare isn't easy. In the winter, he turns from brown to snow white. His snowshoes are built in. I'm glad I can take mine off and enjoy a Genesee.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Light. You won't believe it's a light beer.
I'm a real beer drinker, and Jenny Light's a good tasting beer.
Where did you hide the calories?
We've got you, Silo. You've just entered the Burnham Triangle. And there's no escaping the fact when it comes to product, price, and service, Burnham's is cheaper. Take Whirlpool appliances. Burnham's is over $40 cheaper. RCA color televisions. Burnham's is over $100 cheaper.
And we have lifetime service with free 5-year parts guarantee. Silo doesn't. Nobody does.
We've swallowed you up, Silo. Burnham's is cheaper.
Okay, we're back at the Silverdome as the last minute and 57 seconds of this game are taking forever to get played, or the half, rather, are taking forever to get played. There's still 26 seconds left, and the Bills have a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They are in the shotgun formation with Matt Kofler in. Brookins just caught a pass to get the Bills out to the 40, a 20-yard gain. Kofler in and out of the hands of Van Williams. Number 23, coverage over there by William Frizzle, number 26, second-year veteran, 198 pounds, 6'3", North Carolina Central.
Lions playing a definite prevent defense. 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs, and they're all just dropping deep and saying, go ahead and try and throw short, and we'll try to converge and hope the clock's on our side.
So the clock is stopped with 21 seconds remaining. Brookins comes wide to the right this time. That's Matt Kofler. In and out of the hands of number 35, Kevin Lowe. So the clock stops again with 16 seconds left.
Threw that ball a bit behind Lowe. Lowe started to break in. I believe was supposed to come back to the outside, but I think he hooked up rather than coming back out. And Kofler led him a bit on the play, a bit too much as a result.
So it's 3rd down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Kofler gets out of trouble. Now he decides to run with the ball and goes out of bounds as he gets to about the 42-yard line with 8 seconds still remaining. And the Bills are sending in the punting unit now.
Well, it's probably the wise move with the 8 seconds to go.
Alan Bollinger will do the punting for the Bills, number 2. And deep is Manley for the Detroit Lions. Earl Rogers with a 10-3 lead here with 8 seconds left in the first half.
Lions are loaded up with 10 men down, at least simulating or showing the fact that they're going to rush the punt. Here they come. No, they're holding up inside. They started to come and then held up.
Bollinger's punt drifts to Manley at about the 8-yard line. Tackle almost made there by Rodney Bellinger, and then he is finally knocked out of bounds. as he crossed the 15 to about the 17-yard line by Darryl Talley. But that's the end of the first half with the score. The Detroit Lions 10, the Buffalo Bills 3. We'll be back with halftime activities and statistics after this message.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
Sea lions may look awkward on the shore, but underwater, they move like ballet dancers. I'd rather be up here with a Genesee beer.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Cream Ale. It's different.
Jenny Cream tastes very refreshing. It's very smooth, like no beer and no ale I've ever tasted before.
Let's go on. What are you talking about?
Daddy!
Please, stop. Nothing is going to ruin this wedding. So if it takes all night, I personally will drive each of you home in my car. My Subaru.
Drive a Subaru with on-demand four-wheel drive, and don't let the weather spoil a good time.
See the biggest race of the year, the $100,000 Prince of Wales Stakes at Fort Erie Racetrack, Monday, August 12th.
I'm here with Norm Pollum, the Vice President and Director of Player Personnel for the Buffalo Bills. And this is that time of year, Norm, where I know the personnel people are really interested in training camp in these preseason games. And around the league, it's widely acknowledged that the best, or one of the best at least, drafts which took place with the Buffalo Bills. I'm not going to ask you the obvious to begin with about your top choices right off the bat. I'd like to know how, so far in camp, are some of the middle or lower round draft choices looking in terms of their opportunities to make the team?
We've been very well pleased, Marv, with Chris Babiar. James Seawright, his 11th round choice, has shown a lot of ability. In our first scrimmage, he got banged up a little bit and is not playing right now. Jimmy Teal is also banged up. He shows a lot of promise in our camp. And several of the poor, Hal Gardner, I think, is going to be an outstanding linebacker. He was a third round choice, excuse me. Hell Estrella, fourth round choice, a late fourth choice. He's got a lot of ability. We're pleased with the progress of those youngsters down the line. They're in tough, as you well know. Mid-round draft choices have got to come out. Games like this, they've got to prove themselves.
Of course they do, and everybody in football knows that all your draft choices don't make it, and you don't expect them to make it. They do every year. You're going to have such a constant turnover. However, again, staying away from your top choices for the moment, let me ask you, Norm, what about some of those draft choices from the last year or two? The spotlight was so heavy on them, and then they don't really come through like people want them to as rookies. It takes a while. You tend to forget about them. What about some of those guys in the last year or two who now are beginning to show?
Well, going back to last year, I think Sean McNanny has shown a lot of improvement. The third round choice a year ago. Speedy Neal hasn't played yet tonight, but Speedy's got some ability. He's in a dogfight because we can probably only keep 4 backs this year, maybe 5, depending on what happens. Going on down the line, some of the later choices from last year, I can't exactly recall just exactly who they are. Rodney Bellinger is doing very well in camp. Very tough, hard-nosed football player. Got a lot of cover ability. But, you know, those kids right now, it's a pivotal time for them. They're going to have to come out and show themselves off and beat some of the veterans out of the place on the team. Going to 45 is going to make a big difference with some of these youngsters.
You know, they say going to 45 will help the teams that had poorer records a year ago, but they are also the teams that get a lot of draft choices and aren't going to be able to keep those young players that they might be able to develop. What's your feeling? Does it help the so-called weaker teams? Is there a parity in the factor? Or what's your reaction to the 49-45 move?
I think, Marv, the big thing that you got going for you, of course, nobody wants to have a poor record in football, but we get to scrutinize the waiver wire, and if we can pick up better football players, we have all of our scouts out looking at games this weekend. But I think really going to 45 should help us down the line.
Well, very good. I'm going to ask you now about some of these higher round choices. You mentioned you might only keep 4 running backs, maybe 5, and it means that maybe you'll keep a lot of receivers. You seem to have some depth there, but that was a problem spot. How about these young receivers, other than Neal, whom you've already mentioned?
Well, the young receivers haven't played much tonight. Chris Burkett, we think, is going to be outstanding. He's done very well in camp, and in the 2 scrimmages we have with Cleveland, I think he probably will be a good player. I mentioned Jimmy Teal a minute ago. Andre Reed has shown a lot of promise. He was a 4th-round choice. They're going to all be in the hunt, and I think you'll probably see him the second half. We need to get something going on offense.
Well, it's a preseason game, and I know the objectives during preseason aren't always winning or even looking good. You'd like to, but the big thing is to get a look at your young players, or as many players as possible. I mentioned players from a year or 2 ago. I don't get to do near the amount of college scouting as you do, but one young man I did get to see in college, and I know was a raw talent when he came in, but had a lot of talent, is Mitchell Brookins. How's he coming along now in his 2nd year?
Well, Mitchell has a chance to be an outstanding receiver. He's got great deep speed. He's learning to run routes now. He can do everything. He has fine hands. Concentration at times could be better, but he's going to be a fine receiver, and I'm sure that he'll be heard from in the league.
Quite a bit being said right now. Maybe you can shed light, maybe you're not able to, about a possible trade which would bring Dan Ross to the Bills. Is there any light you might be able to shed?
It's no secret that we've been talking with Dan Ross, and of course when we lost Tony Hunter in the Ferguson trade, we really feel that we need to upgrade the tight end situation. And Dan Ross has been a great player in this league. He's been in the USFL for a couple years, but we're certainly talking with these people, and it's a very good possibility we might get him.
Well, very good. Norm, it's been a pleasure talking with you, one of the outstanding personnel people in the National Football League. We've known each other a long while, and I want to wish you good luck, and it looks to me like things are on the upswing here for the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
I don't know how they win all them football games. Shoot. San Francisco. I even hate what they drink. I hear they're hauling this stuff all the way up to New York. I suppose they'll be winning games now. I don't know.
California Cooler. One more reason to hate California.
I'm not easy on my clothes. You probably aren't either. When you get something you like, you wear it, and wear it. That's why I like Gap corduroy jeans so much. They're rugged, plus they're on sale. And the Gap makes sure they're comfortable and they fit right. They even make them in 6 colors. So now you know everything you need to know about these Gap corduroy jeans, except for the price. They're on sale at the Gap right now. 2 pairs for only $26. 2 pairs for only $26.
We're back at the Silverdome at halftime. The Lions with a 10-3 lead over the Buffalo Bills. And we've just gotten the late word that the Lions have signed Lomas Brown, their #1 draft choice. I'm wondering, Marv, if they've hurry up and got him dressed up so he can play in the second half of this game.
Well, I doubt that. It is big news for them. They've now signed all their draft choices. Gary Cobb, last year's defensive captain, is not signed, but that would be big news for them.
There's a lot of talk about them trying to make a trade for Wilbert Montgomery with the Eagles for Cobb.
I know they've been talking about it. Gary Cobb is unhappy here. Wilbert Montgomery is unhappy there. They need a running back to replace Billy Sims. I'm only going to speculate. I'm wrong about 50% of the time. I think maybe they're more optimistic than they should be over the possibility of making that as an even-up trade.
The Lions are more optimistic.
The Lions are more optimistic over making that as an even-up trade.
All right, we mentioned at the top of the program that the Bills are about to make a deal for a tight end. Did you talk with Norm Palm about that, Mark?
Yes, I did. I asked Norm. He said there's no secret that we've been dealing with him, and he did tell the fans what the situation was. It's pretty much as you and I understood it before. It's still in the process, but a good chance.
Here are some of the highlights of the first half. This is Hippel's 8-yard bootleg touchdown that got the Lions on the scoreboard first, and they led after after the kick by Murray, they led by a 7-0 score. Hipple using that play several times in the first half. Here's a Buffalo field goal that made it the score 7-3 as Buffalo got on the board thanks to a turnover. And then the Lions came right back with another field goal by Murray, this one from 30 yards, and that made the score as it stands at the half, the Lions 10 and the Buffalo Bills 3. Did this first half go as you anticipated, Mark?
Well, I never anticipated how it would go. You know, they always used to ask me, is this going to be a high-scoring game, a low-scoring game? Yeah, so much depends on turnovers and what might happen. It went as I anticipated in terms, both teams were relatively conservative. I think they had to be for different reasons than you might be during the season. Both of these teams need to build confidence in their team. Detroit's front line dominated the line of scrimmage a little better than I thought they would be able to. Now, their last field goal drive was against reserves while they had their first team essentially with the exception of a back or two in the game. I was a little surprised, by the way, that both coaches, Kay Stevenson on Norwood's field goal and Darryl Rogers on the other field goal by Murray, went for it on 4th and 1 in a preseason game. However, I think both of them felt they needed to score at that time. Kay had gone on 2nd and 1 twice and not picked it up. Hadn't been on the board yet, felt he had to come away with points. So I think in retrospect, it's certainly a good decision.
Why the success by the Lions in the passing department? They've completed 11 out of 12 passes. Is it because of it's mostly short passes?
Yes, and you know, I don't think, absolutely, because it's mostly short passes. And I don't think you have to worry about that. They're down 10-3 and only had 10 minutes possession time, the Bills. When you have that type of passing game, an awful lot of things can go wrong. You get a holding penalty. The ball pops off the hands of one of your receivers, and all those zone people are around and pick it off. So percentage-wise, you're not going to get hurt by that kind of game as a complete diet coming against you.
This is mostly a look-see situation for both clubs. You're not getting into anything too sophisticated, are they, Coach?
No, they're playing very basic defenses, mostly zones and a few zone variations, and very elementary running and passing games.
All right, thanks very much, Marv. We'll be back with more halftime activities in just a moment.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
The grizzly bear is nothing to fool around with. That's their idea of fun. Mine is enjoying the good life with Genesee.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Light. You won't believe it's a light beer.
I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I'm very surprised. I don't believe it's a light beer. Jenny Light is great.
Lots of stores have clothes for kids. One store has more. A lot more kids' clothes. No other store even comes close. And there's no risk to shopping at Hills.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills. Check us out.
We're back at the Silverdome. The Detroit Lions leading the Buffalo Bills 10-3 at halftime. That's number 18, John Witkowski of Columbia. And there you see Ed Murray, who has a 30-yard field goal to his credit tonight. I'm wondering what is in the minds of both of these coaches as we have a look at the stats. First downs, 11-3, Lions favor, heavily in favor all the way up and down the line for the Detroit Lions in this game. I wonder what's going through the minds of these coaches now. Are they sticking to their preconceived plans on who's going to play, how long, and in what quarter, and all of that stuff?
Rick, with this many players on the roster, I feel the coaches have to do what I always did, and any place I assisted the head coach did. They go to their assistants and say, you control the substitution at your position. You know who we have to have looked at. They've already discussed who they want looked at and how much. And they let their assistants control it. And really, they have very little knowledge during a game like this in the preseason as to who's being sent in and who's being pulled out. They might along the way say, look, I want to look at Kofler a little longer and go with him. But by and large, they don't control that. Also, I think the fan has to understand that a coach's objective in the preseason has to be to evaluate personnel and not make a personnel mistake, even more so than winning. You always say, yeah, but I want to win. You can't sit in 2 chairs with just one rear end.
Right.
You've got to make up your mind what your objective is.
And the primary objective at this stage of the situation is to look at your personnel.
Absolutely.
It has to be.
Absolutely.
The Bills coming back out onto the field. You know, there's a pretty nice crowd here this evening at the Silverdome. Hope there will be another big throng on hand when the Bills open the home season on Saturday, August 24th with the Cleveland Browns at Rich Stadium. And you can still pick up your season tickets and a coupon book that offers $200 in savings by visiting the Bills ticket office. For information on tickets, call the Bills at 649-0015. And we'll be back with the start of the second half in just a moment.
Get this official Back the Bills t-shirt just for taking a test drive at Ron Corbo Olds or Subaru. They come in medium and large sizes, too.
Curtis, remember we hit New York's lotto for all those millions?
Man, we were hot stuff.
But now they got this new Lotto 48 Wednesday and Saturday.
The jackpot start in the millions.
It could really get big.
Makes us look like penny pitchers.
We gotta play Lotto 48.
Right, but first, let's eat.
2, please.
And don't be stingy with the mustard.
New, bigger Lotto 48. The new way to join the family of Lotto millionaires.
I'd say it's probably imported from England.
Tastes imported, but it's really America's own. Genesee 12-horse ale.
If I was a European brewer, I'd be in trouble. I'd be really looking out and saying, hey, what can I do? They've got a better product than I have. I'd watch out for 12-horse sales because I've got a real competitor. I haven't had it before, but I've got one now.
Imported taste in an American ale. Genesee 12-horse.
It's a winner. They've got a winner.
Okay, we're back at the Silverdome, and we're starting the third quarter. And the Bills will be receiving as the Lions took the opening kickoff, and they will kick now. It'll be number 10, or number 3, Ed Murray, who has handled all of the kicking so far for the Lions. We expected we may see number 10, Mike Bass, but not to this moment. So Murray will tee it up as we looked at a quick look at the Buffalo Bills bench. And going deep for the Buffalo Bills will be number 49, Jimmy Walden, and number 46, Andre Reed, who we have yet to see play from scrimmage tonight, but there are, I'm sure we're going to have a look at Andre Reed and Burkett and a few other excellent wide receivers that the Bills have on their roster to this point. Here's the kick to start the second half, and it's going to go to Reed at the 2. Andre Reed gets out over the 20 to about the 22-yard line.
The Bills staff is very high on this young man as a wide receiver, and because of his versatility, Rick, they feel as a kick returner, as a kick cover. They didn't look, as Norm Powell pointed out at halftime, at a lot of these young wide receivers in the first half, and they're better off rather than putting it in for 2 or 3 plays, waiting and then using him for a period of time when they can stay in and get the feel of things.
Kevin Lowe, number 35, is in at one running back. The other is Van Williams. We'll check out who is at the wide receiver spot. That's Andre Reed in motion. Number 46, Matt Kofler, is still the quarterback. And the handoff goes to Lowe straight up the middle. He gets over the 25 to about the 28-yard line, where it'll be second down for the Bills. Gain of about 5 yards on the play.
Right now, Eric Richardson is in at the other wide receiving position.
Eric Richardson, a high draft choice last year, did not play. Richardson is wide left, and Reed is in the slot to the left. The tight end is, we'll get that for you in a moment. Hand off again goes to Lowe. Barnett is the tight end, number 84. Speedy Neal is in, number 41 for Buffalo.
Bills are going essentially with their starting offensive line.
I was just checking that. Richard is in there. Jones is. So is Grant, Vogler,
Will Grant.
And Devlin is also in.
Third and 2 situation. Actually, it's even less than 2 to go at this juncture. They're not in a power short yardage formation.
Kofler throwing over the middle. Completes it to the tight end, Barnett. Over the 35 to about the 37, where that'll be enough for a first down for the Bills. Actually, they don't have too many of them tonight.
Actually, even though the Bills haven't had as much success, they're trying to execute the same type of passing game that the Lions have. Here's that short pass to Barnett. Enough for the first down, one of those 6-yard gains. But believe me, even though they click and you're picking up 5 and 6, you're risking that chance for holding and for the ball popping up in the air. That's what the zone defenses hope for.
June James made the tackle, number 96. 9th round draft choice from Texas. Handoff goes to Lowe again. May have gotten a couple of yards on the play. Tackle made by Ken Graber and Steve Bach.
They've liked Lowe as a runner during these scrimmages that they've held at training camp. And they want to know, can the young man block? And he's a raw talent when it comes to blocking. He has a way to go, and he's not real big at, 195 pounds isn't small. But his technique needs work, and he's not a real big type of man for the blocking. Case Stevenson, as we see
there. Right, it's 2nd down and 8 as Coach Case Stevenson looks on as the Lions tried to dog a little bit, and they have dogged too much. Flags down as Speedy Neal got the call. And we'll see who did what here. Ken Jones tells us it's going to be against the Lions, and it is. Offside called against the Detroit Lions.
Lions were going to blitz on the play, and let's take a look at it. I think we have it here. Here we see the linebackers beginning to jump up in there. They're trying to time the count. Kofler, if they have a non-rhythm count, can bring the team offside if he's composed and poised in there, and he certainly was.
Angelo King, number 92, 4 penalties against Detroit now for a total of 20 yards.
They say that poise is the art of raising your eyebrows and steady your voice, and he noticed that they were going to come and maintained his poise.
Just 1 penalty for the Buffalo Bills thus far. 2nd down and 2 with the ball at the 45-yard line. Slot formation left as Andre Reed goes in motion to the right. Another flag down, and there might have been illegal motion on the part of the Bills as Kofler starts to scramble. Gets back to the line of scrimmage a little bit more, but flags are down. It looked like the right tackle moved on the right side for the Buffalo Bills. That'd be Joe Devlin.
Right tackle or tight end. It was over on that right side. It was over there. They did move early. You know, a quarterback tries to use voice inflection to bring the defense off, and sometimes if the offense isn't concentrating, they'll go. That's no excuse. They shouldn't. They know what the count is, and voice inflection shouldn't bring them. There he goes, tight end Buster Barnett.
Tight end Buster Barnett, number 84. Gordon McCarter, the referee, whistles action to begin again with the ball back at the 40-yard line. It's still 2nd down and 7 yards to go now. As Richardson comes wide to the left, Andre Reed goes wide to the right. Lowe and Neal in the backfield as Kofler wants to throw. Does. Completes it to Lowe over the middle. And Lowe is very close to the first down. Angelo King, number 92, in on the stop.
He did a rookie maneuver there, but he still got the first down. He tried to dance when he's awful close to that first down yardage. Deep zone drops again, a 2 deep zone and a bunch of zones underneath. They slide their back out of the backfield. Lowe's doing more dancing here than he should instead of
going straight
getting up
ahead
for the first down. Right, but he did get it anyway. It was fortunate.
1st and 10 with the ball at the 47-yard line. I formation for the Bills as Reed goes in motion. Pitch out to Lowe, getting a lot of look tonight. Got close to the 50-yard line. Number 93, Kirk Dodge, 2nd-year veteran from Nevada, Las Vegas, making the tackle.
You know, Rick, so far this has been a relatively penalty-free game, except in the obvious situations. And Unless it's something flagrant, I think the officials are wise not calling them too close in a preseason game. Let the players play and get rhythm and let them be the show. They're wise whether it's a preseason game or any time to do that.
It's 2nd down and 7. Ball at midfield. Kofler over the middle and out of the hands of Mark Bramer, the tight end. Hit him with the pass, but Bramer couldn't handle it.
Bramer, same problem that Byron Franklin had very early in that first quarter. Began to steal that glance upfield to see where he was going to go with the ball, but didn't have the ball. Detroit sending in now their nickel defense. 3 players coming in off the bench. 2 defensive backs and a defensive lineman. And they bring out a defensive lineman and 2 linebackers.
Chris Burkett has come into the game for Buffalo, number 45. Wide receiver we talked to you about a little bit ago, and he is wide to the right as the Bills go into the shotgun formation on 3rd down. Kofler throws, completes it to Reed at the 45-yard line, but he is short of the 1st down. Andre Reed made the catch. Number 33, William Graham, made the tackle.
2 deep zone, then everybody underneath is man-to-man. Graham, man-to-man on Reed in the hole there. You see him close in, deny him the 1st down. Good defensive play by William Graham, trying to be a free safety this year.
To punt for the Buffalo Bills. Jenkins and Manley are deep for Detroit. Kidd won the punting job last year over Greg Cater, and he gets that out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A line drive kick didn't look too fancy, but he got it inside the 10.
Well, when you're kicking for out of bounds, you can line drive them.
After the penalty.
And we're going to be back at the Silverdome with the Detroit Lions leading the Bills 10-3.
Hey, Vern, working on that old electric heat pump, eh? Vern, when are you going to wise up and get you one of these new high-tech gas furnaces? They're comfortable and dependable and 30% cheaper than any other energy, Vern. High-tech's where it's at, know what I mean? So call your gas appliance dealer, Vernon, and check it out. Well, there's your problem right there, Vern. You see that little wire right there? Looks like it's got a little short in it. My daddy used to work on them.
This is where the excitement starts. Behind the wheel of Nissan's new 200SX. Just get in and take one for a ride. No car's more fun to drive. Price $790 less than a Celica GT. $1,700 less than an RX-7. And the SX has better handling and performance than ever. The 200SX. It blows the doors off the competition, even standing still. Take a test lap at your Western New York Datsun dealer.
We had another kick because there was a penalty on that last play, and Kidd went for the sidelines again, and he was not nearly as effective this time as he was the first time. He had gotten it inside the 10-yard line, but this time they're going to spot it at the 20. So the penalty cost the Bills, and we have another flag down on the punt, and again it's against Buffalo for one of the wide people getting down too soon before the kick.
Now, in this instance, I would say it's wise to decline the penalty. Before, they would have had it on the 9-yard line. Now they got it on the 20. It's more than 11 yards when you're down there in terms of its impact. And I think they are declining it. They're going to take the ball 1st down, not risk fumbling it or having Kidd put one out on the 5-yard line.
So the Lions will take over with 9 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. They lead 10-3, 1st and 10, the ball at the 20-yard line. And we'll be back with the Lions leading the Bills 10-3 in just a moment.
Hi, I'm a talking Coca-Cola vending machine.
Everyday sights and sounds offer good jobs when you're trained in electronics. And now you can learn to test, measure, and service electronic components and products for business and industry.
In a matter of months, you can get the right training for jobs constantly in demand with engineers, businessmen, scientists, and computer people in assembly, processing, inspection, and maintenance.
Call or even better visit Brian Stratton's Electronic Technology program today. Day and evening classes begin September 23rd.
Hey, Silo, you've just been swallowed up by the Burnham Triangle. When it comes to product, price, and service, Burnham's is cheaper. Take this 19-inch Zenith Portable. Burnham's is over $100 cheaper, and we have a full line of famous name appliances like GE.
And we have lifetime service with free 5-year parts guarantee. Silo doesn't. Nobody does.
We've swallowed you up, Silo. Burnham's is cheaper.
And we're back at the Silverdome. A lot of changes being made by both head coaches now. Rick Kane, the veteran running back, number 32, will be in the backfield for the Lions. Joe McIntosh, 5th-round draft choice from North Carolina State, number 34, also in the backfield. And 4th-year veteran Mike Machurik will be the quarterback, number 14. He's out of Idaho State. The Bills likewise are making a lot of changes. Rodney Lyles, Sean McNanny, Brian Howard are all in there. 44,000 people showed up for this game here tonight. Good crowd. Brian Pillman is in for Buffalo. James Perriman, number 18, is the free safety. We'll pick up as many as we can for you. 1st and 10 from the 20. Machurik intended for Bland, number 80, incomplete. Harbison is one of the defensive backs for the Buffalo Bills.
They're going to get a look now, both teams, as you just said, Rick, at a lot of their rookie players. They only have 2 weeks to look at them. They got to go down to 60 on the first cut this year. Last year they went to 70. This really means players, you have to have them very well evaluated, and they're going to look at them well during this second half. Kevin Glover, the number 2 choice for the Lions, is now playing center.
2nd down and 10. Handoff goes to number 34, McIntosh, and McIntosh just about gets back to the line of scrimmage. Number 52 is Andre Young for Buffalo. That number 98 is Bruce Smith.
You'll see the Bills now probably doing a lot better job against the running game when the Lions don't have that veteran line in there. They're able to come and make the stop. Here we see number 97, Ernest Adams, making a fine play, but they don't get the same surge off the line of scrimmage that they were getting when Dorney and Roberts and that group was in there.
It's 3rd down and 10. The ball still at the 20-yard line. And off goes to McIntosh again. He gets over the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Correction, that's Rick Kane, number 32, not McIntosh, 34. McNanny, number 95, making the tackle for Buffalo, along with Brian Howard, number 61. McNanny, of course, was a high draft choice of the Bills last year out of San Diego State. Howard, number 61, a free agent out of Wyoming, 6'2", 270-pounder.
The Bills were offside on that play, Rick, so a good defensive play going to be nullified.
So it'll still be 3rd down.
Now,
but the ball will go out to the 25-yard line. Unfortunately, we are having to read the lips of the referee. The sound system is malfunctioning, has been since the very beginning of the game, and we apologize to you for that.
3rd and 5, a lot easier call offensively than that 3rd and 10. I know that's an obvious statement to make, but still the percentage of pickup is so much greater, more so than you might think.
Buffalo 4 penalties, 20 yards. Likewise, Detroit 4 penalties, 20 yards. As Bland goes in motion and catches the pass on a pretty play. That brings the ball out to the 44-yard line. Lawrence Johnson, number 48, making the tackle.
It takes a lot of courage. It was pretty, Rick, and it takes a lot of courage to make this type of catch because the ball was thrown a little bit high and you have to reach up going full speed looking back. You see it's a high throw. You don't know who's closing on you. Fluttering ball, but you don't care. I mean, you expect the ball to be thrown like that because it's a blitz read.
Handoff goes to McIntosh. This is not the same play. This is Bland, the previous play.
Yes, this is the previous play. Bland is dragging downfield, leaping up in the air, slicing between 2 defenders and taking off for the goal. But
well, on that play that we cut away from, it was McIntosh carrying the ball, gaining about 1 yard, and the ball is now at the 45-yard line. So we'll call it 2nd down and 9 yards to go for the Detroit Lions. Mike, Machurik is the quarterback, number 14. There's a good look at all of the players that are in there defensively for Buffalo. Fake handoff. Pass over the middle. Overthrown. Intended for number 82, Pete Manley. Coverage there by number 18 for Buffalo, James Perriman.
What? I tell you, Perriman, who is a safety on the play, Kay Stevenson said he's the fastest man on the team, and he really closed fast. That was a beautiful bit of fundamental play by Perriman to close in if the ball was caught to deny a touchdown.
Good play in there by Bruce Smith, the Bills' #1 draft choice, number 78, who played an awful lot in the first quarter. Now we're seeing him again here with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third, and the Lions leading 10-3. It's third down for Detroit. The ball resting at their own 45-yard line. 9 yards to go.
4 defensive linemen in, 5 backs on defense.
Good move by Machurik. Gets away and slides to the 40. Possibly the 39-yard line, and saves the day on 3rd and 9. Machurik got away from the rush and makes the first down.
Well, those hurt it in defense because you've got everybody covered apparently. Here we see Machurik back in good position. Sees a big hole in the middle as he feels pressure from the outside, primarily from Smith. The linebackers have dropped deep. They're playing zone defense, so you're getting deep drops. Machurik bursts up the middle, finally tagged dead there by Derek Burrows, who was in on the nickel defense.
So it's another first down for the Lions. The handoff goes to McIntosh, and he is stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage on a good play by James Seawright and Andre Young. Seawright number 99, Young number 52. So there will be a loss on that play.
Seawright's their 11th round draft choice, and he's not a real heavy young man, 219 for an outside linebacker, but he has exceptional speed and quickness. I saw him in a game last year at Notre Dame when he played for South Carolina, and he had an outstanding day, probably the best defensive player on the field that day.
Seawright goes out, and Garner comes in, number 64, on 2nd and 11. Ball at the 41. Machurik completes it out to Manley. Manley breaks one tackle and gets down close to the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Detroit Lions, who are coming up with some big plays here. Brian Carpenter, number 30, made the stop.
Bellinger came up and put a shoulder into him well, but did not wrap his arms around him, which you have to do to complete the tackle. Watch Bellinger closing here right at the left of your screen. Sticks the shoulder in, but doesn't wrap, and as a result is not successful in making the tackle.
Machurik having a lot of success throwing the ball. Handoff goes to McIntosh. He has no success. Gains about a yard. Gets to the 20-yard line. Number 97, Adams, helping out on the tackle, along with number 27 for the Buffalo Bills, defensive back Harbison, 6'1", 195-pounder.
Joe McIntosh is their 5th round draft choice, just 189 pounds, a rookie, of course, as a draft choice from North Carolina State. And they are desperately seeking somebody who's going to replace Billy Sims, and you don't do it with 5th round draft choices.
Not very easily. 2nd down and 9. The ball at the Bills' 29-yard line. Fake handoff again. Throws out. Complete to McIntosh. He crosses the 25 and stopped there by number 30, Brian Carpenter.
Carpenter had a good reaction on that. He rode the wide receiver as deep as he could ride him. It was a good read by Machurik. After a play-action fake here, he looking deep, nothing there, so he goes out on the flat to his outlet receiver, McIntosh. Carpenter had covered the wide receiver, reacts back up, makes a shoestring tackle. Carpenter, a good coverage man, not very big, so he's not a punishing tackler.
3rd down and 3. Ball at the 23-yard line. Some pressure, and he goes down. Number 99, Seawright, was doing the dog in there, and Machurik actually lost his footing and went down.
He lost his footing. Seawright very quick across the line. Saw was a type of play action where Machurik was going to come to the outside, contain the play, and then kept coming. Let's take a look here. Here we see him meeting the block from inside out. continuing to bore in and make a fine play, and so far he's turned in a couple of good plays on this drive. We're going to try a long 55-yard field goal here.
Shoeless Mike Bass.
Mike Bass' father is the defensive coordinator for the San Diego Chargers. Mike played at Illinois.
They will spot the ball. Well, now let's see whether it's going to get there or not, and it does not. It is no good. The ball was spotted at the 44-yard line, making it a 54-yard attempt, and it was no good. Had no height, never had a chance.
Well, 55 yards, you just take your hopes on it. You try and drive a ball like that, and quite often you'll see those long kicks not go as high as the player tries to drive it and defy gravity, which has never been done yet.
Vince Ferragamo, number 5, is in at quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. With 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and his team trailing 10-3. Vince Ferragamo. That's Halistray, number 71. One of the 2 fourth-round draft choices for the Buffalo Bills you saw there at the left side of your screen. He is the offensive tackle, 6'5", 261 from SMU. And we'll see what Ferragamo can do. Coach, Ferragamo has good technique, does he not? He's what you like. He sets up well, throws the ball properly, and so forth.
Yes,
he has some other kind of problems. Motivation, a lot of people say. Is that true?
Well, I have never worked with Vince Ferragamo, so for me to specifically say that from experience, I can't say. I have heard that he's a laid-back person. Now, there are other very successful people that are laid back. I think it might be unfair of me at this point to make that type of evaluation. He's had some good years, and he's had some years where when things go wrong, some people get too concerned and uptight. There's always been a worry, does he get concerned enough when things are going wrong? But he's got a good arm. He has confidence, are his plus qualities. He appears sometimes to be a little bit too laid back.
Is it possible he may have something to prove since the Rams gave up on him? I mean, they let it be known that they wanted him out of there a long time ago.
If that'll cure being laid back, if anything will cure being laid back, that'll do it. That's right. You'll find out whether he really does want to prove something in this circumstance.
1st and 10 for the Bills. The ball at their own 37-yard line. Andre Reed is wide to the right, and the tight end Mark Bramer comes in motion to the left, and Kevin Lowe gets the call. He runs over the 40, gets out close to the 44-yard line. A good run by Kevin Lowe. Kirk Dodge made the tackle, number 93 for the Detroit Lions.
Mark Trainowitz is in there now, too, a high draft choice, I believe a second-rounder. You're going to tell me I'm not even positive of that one, but Trainowitz is in there. Very versatile offensive lineman out of Nebraska. He was their second-round pick. Had 2 picks in the second round. He was the first man they selected.
And as Coach Stevenson said, he really can play any position on the line.
Yes.
2nd and 3. And off to Lowe again. Looking for running room. Finds some space to the outside. Good move by Kevin Lowe. Goes down to the 35-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
All through that run, Ferragamo was racing just off his back shoulder, yelling at him, "Don't lateral."
Don't lateral.
Don't lateral.
A 20-yard run.
Here we see, of course, the hole is definitely clogged up. Low bounce to the outside. There's Ferragamo running behind, just scared to death, as any quarterback would be, that he might get the ball.
Trainowitz made an inadvertent good block there, as he just happened to be at the spot where one of the defensive linemen for the Lions was coming across to get at Lowe, and Trainowitz was there and stopped him, and that enabled Lowe to get and bounce outside. Good move by Lowe. 1st and 10 for the Bills. They've spotted the ball at the 36-yard line. Wing formation. Ferragamo hands it off to Lowe again, and Lowe pounds his way close to the 30-yard line.
You know, Rick, it seems, with the little bit of evidence we've had to look at, that the second group of offensive linemen for the Bills is a stronger second group than the Lions. And here we see from ground level again, they lock up, they come off that ball well. These young linemen are doing a good job, being coached by a very fine line coach in Jim Ringo. And they are high on the 3 young linemen that they have added to their team, Trainowitz and
Calistray
and Babiar.
We're coming down to the end of the
46
third
better be careful.
quarter. Number 50 seconds left. Go ahead, Coach.
I was going to say I thought he might be in motion towards the line, but oh.
Well, Lowe dropped the ball, went down to cover it up just in case they call that a lateral. And he was stumped on heavily by one of the
June James. James was in there, and I thought late. That's why we had ooh, because it was obvious that the pass was incomplete. James, the young rookie lad, a 9th round draft choice out of Texas, came in what I thought was a late hit, but the official didn't.
Brookins is wide left. Reed is in the slot to the right, and Burkett is wide to the right. Ferragamo out of the shotgun formation completes it. I believe that's Mitchell Brookins. Number 81 made the catch, and deep enough for another Bills first down, as Ferragamo has this club moving a little bit.
They have 4 wide receivers in the game here. He drills the ball to Brookins coming under. A nice catch with that Brookins. He does use his body there. They say catch the ball in your hands. That was a good situation for the exception. People were closing in from behind. He was protecting the ball from them. Used his body to trap the ball against his chest, something you shouldn't do often, but that situation called for it.
Well, they've let the clock run out. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Detroit Lions 10 and the Buffalo Bills 3. Fourth quarter action will start after this message.
We got what it takes. We've got what it takes to make it easy. We've got what it takes to make it good. There's nothing you can't do when you know your true value. We've got what it takes, true value.
The more you have to do, the more you really need True Value hardware stores and home centers.
We've got what it takes, true value.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
The Bobcat is not only a hunter, he's a pretty good fisherman, too. He won't let that one get away. And I won't let this one get away. My Genesee.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee cream ale. It's different.
I've never had anything quite like this anywhere in the world that I've been. The thing I like about it, it doesn't bite. It's smooth.
I'll run through that. There you have a look at the Buffalo Bills as they are lining up here to start the fourth quarter. Bramer is in there. Ferragamo is the quarterback. You saw Reed. Babiar is in. Trainowitz is in. Justin Cross is in. Dale Hallistray is in. That's the offensive line. Andre Reed is one of the wide receivers. Buster Barnett is the tight end, number 84. But he also has Mark Bramer in there with him. So they got a 2 tight end situation with the ball at the Lions 21-yard line with a 1st and 10 as we start the final 15 minutes of this first preseason game for both clubs.
They have 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, just 1 running back, Speedy Neal.
Fake handoff to Neal. Ferragamo looking, throws. And there's going to be a flag down on the play. And all the fingers are being pointed at one another.
That can go either way. That one could go on offense, too, Rick. There's quite a shoving match going.
There were 3 guys around Bramer, and they're calling it pass interference against the Detroit Lions.
Well, I told you it could go either way.
Well, I suppose we can say that out almost everywhere.
That's right.
Okay, that'll give the Buffalo Bills a first down and 5 at the Lions 16-yard line. And Ferragamo now looking at an opportunity to tie up this game for the Bills.
The call was on William Graham in there at free safety. Again, automatic first down on it, which helped. They called holding rather than pass interference before the ball was thrown.
Reed goes in motion. Richardson is wide left. Handoff goes to Lowe. Lowe pounds his way down close to the 10-yard line. Somebody lost a helmet.
You know, the Bills right now have a favorable matchup. Neither team has worked for it or been concerned about it, but their young players are probably a stronger group than the Lions' young players. And they're in there then with just a smattering of experience in Justin Cross, Mark Bramer, and then a very experienced quarterback in Ferragamo. As a result, they're taking command and gaining the momentum here early in the fourth quarter.
They've spotted the ball at the 12-yard line at 2nd down and 6. Speedy Neal with Lowe in the backfield. Ferragamo looking, finally throws it out and completes it. Close to a first down to Kevin Lowe. Boy, the experience showed there, didn't it, Marv?
It showed because he went against the common wisdom. He held the ball. He knew Lowe was open over there, and he hoped some of the deep men would also see Lowe open and come off. So he held it till the last minute. He knows Lowe there. Come on, cover Lowe, he's hoping. Sees he finally can't. The rush is getting too close, so he unloads. Very poised move by Vince on that.
3rd down. And just 1 yard to go with the ball at the 7-yard line. Everybody in close on 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to Neal. Neal pounds his way over the 5 to the 4-yard line, where it'll be another first down for the Buffalo Bills. I like the work of this offensive line with these young people, Coach.
They're doing a fine job. They're going against the Lions reserves, but so what? They're young people. They're having to work. Good block out in front there by Lowe, number 35, a young man whose blocking they feel has to show improvement. Well, he knows it.
He said that himself, as a matter of fact, in an interview that I had with him after one of the scrimmages against the Browns. He had made a couple of good runs, but he said, my blocking's got to get better fast.
He said it right after his coach told him, I think.
Here's Lowe looking for some running room. Can't find it. Gets over the 5 to maybe the line of scrimmage, where it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Fine defensive play there by Eric Williams, who started the game tonight at nose tackle. He's not normally their starter. Doug English would be. You know, this is quite a change for the Detroit Lions. Go to a 3-4 defense after decades of the 4-3 with the going way back to the pre-Joe Schmidt days. They've been a 4-man line.
You saw Hal Stray and Babyar, the left side of the Bills' offensive line. 10th play. This is the longest drive by the Bills tonight. Kevin Lowe fumbles the ball, and it's going to be picked up by the Detroit Lions.
Lowe is coming across the formation. Number 68 pulls out, as you see there, to lead the play, and shooting the gap right through the vacated area was Martin Moss, a defensive end out of UCLA. Got his hand in there, caused the fumble. In fact, the Bills are lucky that it wasn't scooped up by the Lions and brought 95 yards back for a touchdown on that play.
John Witkowski is going in at quarterback for the Lions, as the Bills' best drive of the night is stifled by a Kevin Lowe fumble at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Detroit at their own 12 with 11 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. And they hang on to that 10-3 lead, and we'll be back with more action in just one moment.
Trudell's putting her all in this routine. And the judges love her. Gatorade is first aid. Smith moves ahead in what appears to be a one-man race. Gatorade is first aid. Double play ball. Andrews to Wiley to Davis.
When you exercise, you lose potassium, fluids, minerals. Gatorade Thirst Quencher helps put them back fast.
That's why the pros drink it. It's Thirst Aid.
Gatorade is Thirst Aid for that deep down body thirst.
It's all at the Erie County Fair. The food, the fun, the entertainment. Camel Pro National Championship Motorcycle Racing. A combine demo derby. The Bull Bull. See it at the Erie County Fair.
Okay, a lot of changes again for the Detroit Lions. As we told you, John Witkowski is in there. He's a second-year veteran out of Columbia, quarterback, number 18. Caldwell, one of the running backs. Northcutt, one of the wide receivers. Jason Grimes, number 45, another wide receiver. We'll talk more about him in just a moment. And that's number 25, Scotty Caldwell. 8th round draft choice out of Texas Arlington, 5'11", 195 pounds. What about Jason Grimes, Coach?
Jason Grimes did not play college football. The University of Tennessee, a great long jumper. In fact, was the second best long jumper in the world last year. Only man ahead of him was a lad named Carl Lewis, who some of the listeners and viewers may have heard of.
Yeah. Northcutt, number 49, comes wide to the left. Grimes goes wide to the right. Caldwell, a good run, gets up over the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Daddio is the other running back. Dave Daddio, a second-year veteran out of Maryland. He's number 44. Bill setting up defensively, and there is Witkowski.
Witkowski out of Columbia. I can remember Marty Domre is a quarterback from Columbia. Who was the can you remember any other pro quarterbacks from Columbia?
No, but we got one from Yale.
Well, there's a Hall of Famer from Columbia now, Rick. We'll have to work on that.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I do know. Hold on a second. It's 3rd down and 4. Witkowski throws and completes to Grimes out of the 25-yard line. Derek Burrows, number 20, made the tackle.
I tell you, Grimes impressed me on that move. He drove upfield and did a great button hook. Great button hook move for a lad who has not played football. Witkowski throwing all off balance on it. And we really only see the end of Grimes's move on that. And some swarming defensive play again by Perryman, number 18, the second man on the play, and Burrows made a good hit on it, but they still got the first down.
9 minutes and 53 seconds and counting here in this football game, with the Lions leading 10-3, and they have a 1st and 10 at their own 26. That's Daddio. Daddio with a good run makes the first down as he gets close to the 40-yard line. James Perryman, number 18, made the tackle. I remembered who that Hall of Famer is now. Sid Luckman, all right?
You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Here's a good run by Daddio.
Just trying to see how old you were, Rick. Rick, on that.
14-yard run by Daddio. Only had 7 carries last year for 46 yards, 1 reception for 12 yards. This is Caldwell. Caldwell is stopped. Seawright in there. Seawright having himself a pretty good ball game tonight.
Yes,
number
he is.
99, and Adams also there, number 97. Harbison is 27, Charlie Harbison.
Although they're not comfortable yet, and it's very understandable with the defensive scheme, these rookie players, they're doing a good job of hustling and scrambling and gang tackling. We see Kay Stevenson there on the sideline.
Number 14 behind him was the rookie quarterback Frank Reich out of Maryland, who is not going to see any action tonight.
He's just not ready. Kay had mentioned that to us earlier this morning.
2nd down and 8, the ball at the 42. Northcutt goes into motion to the right. Grimes over the 45, and there's a fumble on the play. Taken by number 33, Glenn Jones. Did he intercept it, or was it a fumble?
No, he was hit hard. He caught the ball and headed upfield very aggressively, lowered his head when he got tackled. He coughed it up, and 2 young rookies, Lowe for the Bills and Grimes, have heartbreaking fumbles in the midst of plays where they're putting out a lot of effort. Here we'll get another look at it. Witkowski coming back. He's looking for Grimes again. He wants to get that speed merchant. He does, a nice catch. Now watch him turn upfield real hard. Bang, there's a good hit. Number 20, Burrows, and I think 18, Perriman, might have raked it out.
And the heads-up play by Glenn Jones. And the Bills get the ball back at the 31-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
Glenn Jones, 9th round draft choice from Norfolk State, picked it up, and they're right back in business with plenty of time to go.
Timeout on the field here at the Silverdome. The score, Detroit 10, the Bills 3.
Come with Genesee to the great outdoors.
The tarpon's one of the most acrobatic fish I've ever seen. Look at that leap. Wow. A performance like that deserves a toast with a Genesee beer.
Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And try Genesee Light. You won't believe it's a light beer.
I like it a lot, and I'm very shocked that it is a light beer. It's the first light beer I've ever liked. A toast to Genesee.
Wild, untamed power. It's the Erie County Fair Bull Pull, coming to the Erie County Fair Grandstand, 2 and 7 p.m. this Saturday and 7 p.m. Monday, August 12th. See 6,000 horsepower modifieds, wheel-standing 2-wheel drives, ground-pounding 4x4s, fire-breathing super stockers, plus the Battle of the Monster Car Crunchers with Stomper Bully and Virginia Giant, co-sanctioned by TNT and NTPA. Ticket price includes free fair admission. Get yours now at all Ticketron outlets.
Well, the turnovers have come into play here in the fourth quarter. The Bills with a fumble as they were down on the 5-yard line, and now likewise the Lions with a fumble, giving the Bills the ball back at the Lions 31-yard line, 1st and 10, and it's Vince Ferragamo at quarterback. Handoff goes to Lowe, who's getting a very good look tonight. He's down to the 25-yard line.
I was glad to see that, Rick. The first play after the fumble, again down in good territory. You give the ball to the young man to show you do have confidence in him because he's done some good things tonight.
June James made the tackle for the Lions. It's 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6 yards. 48 yards for Lowe tonight on 11 carries. 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in this football game. Bobby Jones swings to the right. There's a pass intended for Bramer, and I believe it's going to be intercepted, and it is, by number 54, Roosevelt Barnes. Well, the turnovers have really come into play here in the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look. I'm not sure they got it, but all the officials seem to be agreed. One came in and said no. The others corrected him immediately. Ferragamo unloading on a blitz read. 54 all over his back. There's pass interference, I'll tell you that. Ball hits, pops up in the air. Barnes dives, 54, and does get it. Now they're bringing it back because they say that he was in the grasp of Bramer at the time that he got it, so they disallow the return, but it looked to me like he interfered before the ball was caught.
Nonetheless, the Lions get it back at their own 15-yard line. Buffalo with 3 turnovers now, and the Lions with 2. 1st and 10 for Detroit at the 15. 7:16 remain. Lions lead 10-3. As everybody is in this game tonight, a lot of changes by both Darryl Rogers and Kay Stevenson, as they have stuck to the book. Really, they have played the guys they wanted to see, even though both coaches are a little bit under the gun to win this first game. Kay Stevenson certainly is, after that disastrous 2-14 season last year. Darryl Rogers maybe not as much, because he's a new coach here, and I think the fans will be a little bit more patient with him than they might be with Stevenson. Nonetheless, Stevenson has seen fit to stick with what he thinks has to be done in these preseason games. And I know, Coach, you agree wholeheartedly with that.
100%. He has to get his team ready, as we mentioned earlier, the best way he can for the season opener in September. You and I were together when we read a newspaper this morning, I believe, in the USA Today, Rick. The last 5 Super Bowl winners, not one of the 5 in the year they won the Super Bowl had a winning record. The Redskins went 0-4 in '82 when they, whatever year it was, I think they won it.
The best record was 2-2.
2-2. And
1-3. Yeah, right.
The cumulative record was 7 wins and 13 losses, just about a 33%, a little bit better than that.
Why don't owners and fans understand that?
Well, they should. I mean, you're just not playing out there with Ken Jones all the way, or all your players. They don't. Here we get a look again. It was a little bit late to see whether Barnes was interfering with him. I thought he was from the other angle, certainly. Barnes definitely does get the ball before he gets to the ground, and he is in contact with Bramer, so they spotted it correctly.
Daddio gets the call, and he is dumped for a loss. James Seawright and Adams making the tackle for Buffalo. That's Witkowski, the quarterback. Ernest Adams, number 97, is a one-year veteran out of Illinois, 6'2", 222 pounds. There is the Pensive Rogers.
Well, they're playing everybody. They continue to get him in.
That was a good shot of Roosevelt Barnes on the sidelines. Believe to be a happy guy after that interception.
Yes, Tony Biani from Wisconsin Superior in there at nose tackle right now.
Some pressure and a sack as number 74 for the Buffalo Bills, Alexander, made the tackle.
Larry Alexander out of San Jose State.
3 sacks for the Bills tonight. Tom Biani is the nose tackle. He helped out in there too, number 60. So it'll be 3rd down. 15 yards to go. The ball just over the 9-yard line.
I looked up to the scoreboard to be sure it was 3rd down, because they ran 8, 9, 10 substitutes into the game on this play. They just decided they're going to change players, and here they did it.
6 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the game. Handoff goes to Caldwell with a lot of running room. Breaks 2 tackles, is finally brought down by number 61, Brian Howard, but he got enough for a 1st down.
That is a huge play for them to pick that up in that territory. Let's take a look. See all the reserves coming in. Now, Witkowski back, definitely a draw play. Caldwell, now once he sees that he's got some daylight, does a very good job of running north-south, wriggling free to get the extra yard or 2, which gives him the 1st down.
So the ball is out to the 30-yard line now. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Witkowski. With some more pressure. Move it away. Let's see if they're going to have a flag down on that. They are not. Seawright with a lot of pressure making the tackle, and Witkowski just dumped the ball.
That was Seawright. They must have ruled he was trying to throw it further, and that Seawright restricted him, but it well could have been called intentional grounding. This Seawright continues to impress me, doing a very good job. Very active young man. That's a type of linebacker who's becoming more and more valuable in today's game, with the passing game and the mobile quarterbacks coming to the fore as they have been.
Northcutt comes wide to the left side. The handoff goes to the running back straight up the middle. Adams made the tackle for the Bills. 5 minutes approximately left in this game as we're unraveling down there.
Ernest Adams is another player, linebacker in the game from Illinois, who's been impressive to me. He's hit well, and his mobility has been very good. A little bit bigger, but not much than Seawright. He's 6'2" and about 3 or 4 pounds heavier.
Ernest Adams, or Anderson rather, was the running back for the Lions. He is fresh from the USFL out of Oklahoma State. 5'9", 195-pounder.
He had a magnificent junior year, rush for over 1,800 yards and led the nation that year.
3rd and 7, ball at the 33. Flag is down as the pass almost intercepted by Young, number 52 for the Bills. One of the inside linebackers.
He had it, and the reason linebackers don't intercept, they wrap their hands so much. You got those gloves on, and they have to protect themselves. First things first.
Flag down on the play, and the officials are talking to the Bills. They look like they're going to decline it on a 3rd and 7. That means that they'll get the ball back. The penalty has been declined.
They had illegal use of hands on Mike White, a rookie out of Arizona State.
That's Ray Stakowitz coming in to do the punting for the Lions, and deep for Buffalo are Donald Wilson and Jimmy Walden. Stakowitz getting ready to take the snap. Good snap. Gets off the kick. Walden takes it. Makes some good moves and a good run and gets out to the 50-yard line, and then he fumbled the ball, but I believe the official said that he was down and the Bills retained possession. So they'll get the ball 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line with still another chance to tie up this game. A 33-yard punt and a 17-yard return for Jimmy Walden, who is being converted into a running back. We'll be back with the score. Detroit 10, Buffalo 3.
I hate California. You know what I'm saying? It's like, have a nice day, surf's up. I mean, their idea of culture is yogurt. Formal dinner party means you wear socks. Blondes everywhere. Pink tofu, excuse me, soy burgers. I really hate it. I even hate what they drink.
What do you have, buddy?
One of those.
California Cooler. One more reason to hate California.
Hi, I'm a talking Coca-Cola vending machine.
Everyday sights and sounds offer good jobs when you're trained in electronics. And now you can learn to test, measure, and service electronic components and products for business and industry.
In a matter of months, you can get the right training for jobs constantly in demand with engineers, businessmen, scientists, and computer people in assembly, processing, inspection, and maintenance.
Call, or even better, visit Brian Stratton's Electronic Technology program today. Day and evening classes begin September 23rd.
Vince Ferragamo, who has completed 2 out of 4 passes, had 1 intercepted on that play to Bramer. Roosevelt Barnes took it away, the outside linebacker, number 54. But Ferragamo had the club working very, very well on a good drive a couple of times. Once down into inside the 5-yard line, and a fumble stifled that one, and then the interception stifled him again.
They're moving. Rhythm is their problem. Turnovers, young players, although Ferragamo to Bramer isn't a rookie type of thing. The fumble earlier down on the 5-yard line by Lowe was, but they've moved. Their problem isn't time. It's still over 4 minutes. Problem right now is getting enough rhythm to put it in.
Julius Dawkins is one of the wide receivers. He comes wide to the right, number 89. Burkett now goes in motion to the left. Ferragamo throws it and completes it out to number 29 for the Buffalo Bills, and that's Jack Robinson.
That was a fine shoestring catch by Robinson. He plucked it off his shoestrings. Really wasn't a real good throw. Ferragamo coming back, looking downfield as he should. Pumps, drops it up, but he short arms it a little bit. Robinson picks it up. He has good blocking out in front of him there by Rudy Phillips,
veteran of the Canadian Football League.
Canadian Football League after playing at North Texas State. Right. He was a fine player up there, a little bit on the smallish side, but a good player.
It's 2nd down and 3 with the ball at the 43-yard line. Vince Ferragamo, the quarterback. The handoff goes to Robinson, and he gets close to the 1st down. Jack Robinson, who showed well in the 2 scrimmages against the Cleveland Browns, seeing his first bit of action tonight. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this football game. Andre Reed coming in. Albright, number 39, is one of the running backs. And Burkett goes out.
Jack Robinson from University of Washington had some great days in the Rose Bowl. Over 100 yards a couple of times and selected as the most valuable player on both occasions.
So it's Reed wide to the right and Dawkins wide to the left. Pass intended for Reed. Reed fell down, had no chance to get it. Coverage over there by Barnes, number 54.
Barnes, and also closing very fast on the play was the defensive corner Bobby Watkins, a 4-year veteran, and he really read it well. When I saw Reed fall down, I thought for a moment Watkins might have it and be gone.
Plays coming in and out now with the wide receivers as Burkett comes back in, Reed goes out. 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 39-yard line. 2 minutes 42 seconds remain.
Now they can use all 4 downs there. There's no thought of field goal. I doubt very much there's any thought of it. So you're thinking you've got 4 downs. It's like 1st and 10 right now.
Throws and completes it to Burkett. at about the 34-yard line. And a flag is going down. Let's see who is going to be called here. It'll be number 33, William Graham.
And that's correct. You cannot slam a player to the ground after the whistle has blown. That's the rule. That's what he did. Get the replay. It's a good catch in here by Burkett. Grabs it with his hands. He's hit first there by number 54. Host of other players. Now, the whistle has blown here. You can't hear the whistle, but it is blown. Unnecessary roughness. Number 33, Graham, rips him out of the grasp of the other player and slams him to the ground. It's a penalty.
And a big one. The ball is going to go down to the 19-yard line now, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Buffalo, with still another chance to tie up this game. Vince Ferragamo has had the club on the move here in the 4th quarter, but they have been unable to score. Handoff goes to Robinson. On a reverse to Reed. Reed to the 10 and in for the touchdown.
Very key block on the play by Mark Trainowitz, the center, who blocks on the line, and then it will slip out to the left if the reverse is coming back to the left. And a key block. Here we're going to get an end zone look at it. See the sweep start here. Ferragamo handing off
to
Robinson. Robinson gives it to Reed, who's almost caught deep in the backfield. I hope we can see Trainowitz in the corner of the film, peeling back right here to the left of your screen. Now Reed does a good job of running through traffic. By just running fast, he does a good job of running. Here's a chance to tie it up coming.
Same play the Bills used to score against the Cleveland Browns in their scrimmage is Scott Norwood to tie up the game. And he does. Well, I guess that's the best thing that could happen in a game like this. Now, will we go into overtime?
No, I don't know. Yes, I tell you, we do. Rick, we played a preseason game where we played overtime. That's right. Unless they've changed their rules since
2 minutes and 29 seconds remain in this football game. The Bills have just tied it up on a reverse play where Jack Robinson started to his right. Andre Reed came around. The handoff, and Reed went to the left and went the distance for the touchdown. Norwood added the extra point, and we have ourselves a 10-10 game. 50 yards and 4 plays by the Bills. They used up just 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the reverse covered 19 yards.
And the big unnecessary roughness penalty, of course, helped set it up. There's 2:29 left, plenty of time for either team to score. They both have their full complement of timeouts.
So we're just waiting for the official to blow the whistle so we can get going here on the final 2.5 minutes of the game.
Well, it was an exciting play. It was well executed. Reed was almost caught in the backfield by a player whose number I could not discern. Penetrated. And then he did a good job of running. Got a key block from Mark Trainowitz, the rookie center out of Nebraska.
Scott Norwood, number 11, waiting to kick it deep. Ricky Simpson is one of the backs back there, number 42. Jenkins is back there, number 31, and Bland, number 80. 2 minutes, 29 seconds left. We have a tie football game. The Bills dominating the 4th quarter. Finally got a score as Norwood tees it up.
You know, Rick, that's the kind of play where that unidentified player who penetrated would have made the tackle. People would say, what are you running that crazy play for? You were moving the ball. But if it works, it was brilliant.
Brilliant call. All right. High kick, but short. Is going to be taken over there by Jenkins. And Jenkins gets out over the 20 to about the 23-yard line, where he is knocked out of bounds by several of the Bills players, including Rodney Bellinger, number 36. 5 plays, 50 yards, 1 minute and 46 seconds, as we told you. And Reed with a 19-yard run. Brian Pillman also helping out on the tackle, number 96.
Pillman, a very good special teams coverage man. from what I've been able to determine tonight, Ira Albright, I haven't seen how many of the teams, is a good coverage man also.
Witkowski is the quarterback, number 18. Scotty Caldwell and Ricky Kane are the running backs. Caldwell gets the call, if you'll pardon that expression, and he gets up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. 2:09, 2:08. They probably will not get another play off before the 2-minute warning. Brian Pillman made the tackle, number 96. You saw the Bills defensive setup. And there are 2 minutes. That's it. The 2-minute warning is here with the score. The Detroit Lions 10, the Buffalo Bills 10.
Right now at Super Fitness, it's twice the value and twice the fun. It's 2 for 1. That's right. Now you can get 2 annual memberships for the price of 1. Give one to your best friend or keep them both for yourself. So get your super body now at Super Fitness. Don't miss out. This 2 for 1 offer is on for a limited time only. Call your nearest Super Fitness location today.
Okay, you made roll call. Now, let's get out there and win. You gotta have the right stuff. You gotta give it your best shot. You gotta reach that goal. Now, let's roll. Get rolling to your nearest Fun Time Bowling Center for special weekend prices.
Just 50 cents per game, August 17th and 18th and August 24th and 25th. Leagues are forming now at your nearest Fun Time Bowling Center.
Members of the press corps up here in the press box yelling back and forth, wondering whether or not we go into overtime here in preseason. The answer is yes. 2 minutes left, and this game is tied up at 10-10. The Lions have the ball with a 2nd down and 5 at their own 28-yard line. Defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions,
Wayne Fontes. Yes, Wayne had been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and both men are getting good work for their defense. I see the Bills again have Bruce Smith back in the lineup right now. Stan David is in there. Some of their better players, but still young players, not starters other than Smith, if he indeed is going to be, and I think they're thinking of him in those terms.
Brian Howard is also in there, number 61. That's not Brian Howard, isn't it?
No. There he is, 61.
Number 61. There you see him.
Well, these rookies getting their feet wet tonight. Now they'll feel a lot better when this first taste of combat is over. And most of them will get another chance because the cut down is until after next week's game.
Witkowski calling signals for the Lions on 2nd down and 5. Fake handoff. Going all the way for Grimes, and it is overthrown. Coverage there by Burrows and by Ray Griffin, number 20 and 42, respectively. So it'll be 3rd down now and 5 with 1 minute and 53 seconds left. Obviously, plenty of time for either of these clubs to take the lead.
Both of these teams are so zone-oriented tonight that it's very difficult to hit a deep pass. They're not only zone-oriented, they're playing their zones deep. They're playing it very cautiously in terms of letting anyone get behind them.
3rd and 5. Pass complete to Kane. Good enough for the 1st down as he gets over the 35 to the 40-yard line.
You can get in front of him, but not behind him.
Harbison made the tackle, number 27 for the Buffalo Bills. Clock continues to run. 1:36, 1:35. Witkowski calling signals without a huddle. Throws, completes it to Caldwell, number 25. Stan David, number 59. And Roosevelt Lyle, or Rodney Lyles, rather, number 98, made the tackle.
Time is no factor whatsoever against the Lions. With 3 timeouts, they can move into field goal position. Only way they're going to lose it is downs or turnover.
Pass again, complete to Kane. Gets the ball to the 46-yard line. Another 1st down. Brian Pillman making the tackle. 52-51. Clock running. Again, no huddle for the Lions. "39 seconds. The play finally gets off. Pass complete at the 40-yard line to Caldwell.
He better use a timeout now if he's going to use them wisely.
32 seconds, and finally the Lions call a timeout with the ball at the 40-yard line of the Buffalo Bills.
The team here really doesn't want to be able to kick that field goal till there's no time left, Rick. They want to move down. Time is all on their side. They have 2 timeouts. They can move to field goal position. Even with 32 seconds, time is not their enemy unless somebody blunders badly.
It was interesting that they ran all of that without the huddle. They never huddled one time in there, and that's obviously very good practice for a lot of young players who have never been in this kind of a situation in this kind of a game.
You practice that very early in training camp, and you practice it frequently too, and it's really not very complicated. It's easy to do. These rookies, I tell you, they're getting their feet wet, and they're going to come out of here feeling a lot better after tonight. It's a little bit, Rick, like when I was in the Air Force and took my first solo flight. I asked my instructor, what do I have to do to pass? Right. He said, come back. And with those rookies, they feel a little bit that way tonight.
That's a good line. 2nd down and 4 for the Lions as they huddle back near midfield. 32 seconds left. This game is all tied up 10-10, and the ball is at the Bills' 40-yard line. John Witkowski showing well here for the Lions at quarterback. Throws and completes it out to Kane, who is a veteran who's been around and knows how to get open. 19, and again the Lions call a timeout. Harbison and Garner were in on the tackle of Kane. Ricky Kane, number 32.
Now they have to be very careful how they use, how the Lions use their final timeout if they hope to get off a field goal. They still got an awfully long field goal to kick. It's close to a 50-yarder if they were to kick it right from here. But if they were to get another gain, they will probably be in position to use their timeout to at least make the attempt.
I'd like to get down to at least the 25-yard line. That would make it about a 42-yard field goal.
That's still a long. That's right.
Better than 44,000 people showed up here for this game tonight. Good crowd for the Lions preseason opener. And we're getting a look at some pretty good quarterbacks tonight, too. There'll be a galaxy of great quarterbacks visiting Rich Stadium this fall, starting with rookie sensation Bernie Kosar of the Browns on August 24th. Dan Marino, Miami. Dan Fouts of San Diego. Kenny Anderson of Cincinnati. Tony Eason, New England. Warren Moon, Houston. Get your ticket, 649-0015, the number to call for tickets to the Bills games. It's 1st and 10, the ball at the 32. He's going to run with it. He's going to get... No, he isn't. He threw the ball. It was intended for Kane, and I guarantee you, if Witkowski had elected to run, he'd have gotten to that 25-yard line we had talked about just a moment ago. Instead, he threw the ball. It was incomplete. There are 12 seconds left, and the ball comes back to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down with 12 seconds left.
Threw just a little high. He got anxious. He saw Kane at the last moment. He was going to run. Drilled the ball high. Very key down right here for both teams right now.
Witkowski calls signals. Throws, and he completes it out to Kane, who gets to about the 22-yard line and calls for a timeout with just 4 seconds left. Kane, the big factor in this drive.
They'll have about a 40-yard attempt. We're going to get another look. Witkowski has engineered a very nice drive here. Drops back, getting plenty of time to throw, drills the ball right in there to Kane. A good tackle, very fine tackle there to deny him any more yardage on the play.
You could see the experience as he bounced off Andre Young of Bowling Green, number 52, the linebacker, to come back. And just as he did that, Witkowski threw the ball, completed the pass, and they got it down to the 22-yard line. So with 4 seconds left, the Detroit Lions have a chance to win this game. Number 3, Ed Murray. There's a look at what he did in 1984.
Well, from 40 to 49, he was 12 out of 13. So his percentages are pretty good because he's right. He'll be kicking that ball right at the 40 or just a shade to either side, depending how deep they spot it. It's a 7-yard spot. He'll be in front of the 40. An 8-yard spot, which I think you should be using in today's game, he'd be a half-yard behind the 40.
Murray made a 30-yard field goal in the second quarter of this game. And now he has a chance to win it for the Lions.
8-yard spot. Certainly cuts down your chances to have it blocked from the inside.
It'll be a 40-yard attempt. And the kick is up, and the kick is no good. The kick is no good, wide to the left.
Darryl Rogers enjoyed the thrill. He was sort of smiling and laughing about it.
There's a fellow who made 12 out of 13 from that distance during the regular season and missed in a preseason game. And we are going into overtime.
We get another look from behind. You'll see him step in. Ball is heading for the left post and continues to hook to the left, off by maybe a yard or so.
Well, that's going to keep us working just a little bit longer, Marv. Well, a little bit upset is the veteran Ed Murray.
Yeah.
And let's see who has won the toss. It looks like the Bills have won the toss. They have. The captain's out there deciding which way they want to go. Really doesn't make much difference in an enclosed stadium, but they still have that choice. You saw Jerry Butler out there with Ben Williams acting as captains for tonight's game for the Bills.
No, I always, Rick, used to in these enclosed stadiums, come in before the game, walk up to the captain, and very resolutely tell him, we'll defend the far end. And they look at it like, well, there must be a reason. I never say why. I never knew why. Or the close end. But
the close end or the far end.
Yeah. They thought there was a mysterious reason, I guess. And
well, really, in a situation like this now, for sure, I feel, Marv, whoever wins this game, it's immaterial to this point. The teams have played even. It's 10-10. Nobody should walk away from this with his head hanging. I'm talking particularly about the head coaches. And the fans should realize that whichever team loses this game, it's not anything to really get excited about or upset about. The two teams played equally for the full 60 minutes. And now whatever might happen, happens. And I think everybody should be satisfied with what has occurred tonight.
Well, they both gotten to play a lot of their players. They're getting a chance to play some more, by the way, which is a little bit of an extra look.
Tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Genesee. Enjoy the good life with Genesee beer, the great outdoors in a glass. And by Bryant & Stratton, America's largest business school.
Okay, we're getting ready for the overtime period here at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. How'd you like to pocket $50 or $100? Well, you can do it when you buy a season ticket to the 1985 Bills games. For every season ticket purchased, you'll receive a book of coupons worth $200 from local businesses who are supporting the Get Behind Back the Buffalo Bills community campaign. And that can represent as much as $100 over the cost of your ticket. So it's a rare deal, unique in all of professional football. Call the Bills ticket office at 649-0015 for information on how you can cash in on this opportunity. That's 649-0015.
two good things that have come from the game so far. They have gotten to play a lot of their players, as I've already noticed. I haven't seen anybody go off with any serious-looking injuries.
That's always a worry in preseason. It's a worry all the time, but especially in preseason. That's Mike Bass, number 10, teeing it up for the Lions.
He must have thought the game was over. He was in the locker room, took off one shoe already.
He'd already done that before.